was another stunning come-from-behind Sunday. 4 third-period goals, a victory in Hockey Town. One by one, they have met the Coyotes and fallen. 6 straight wins, and now first place. In Nashville, a second-year struggle, but for how long? Coyotes and Predators next. The lights of opportunity burn brightly in Music City, but the fortunes of the local hockey team have dimmed in year 2. Tonight, the league leaders hope both teams' streaks continue. From the Gaylord Entertainment Center in Nashville, Tennessee, it's Hockey Night in Arizona as the Coyotes face off against the Nashville Predators. Good evening and welcome to the rink and welcome to Music City, USA. Doug McLeod along with Charlie Simmer and Barry Butel on Fox Sports Net. And they did it again on Sunday afternoon, Charlie. Another heart stopper, another come from behind win, this time 4-3 in Detroit.
Even though Detroit had 9 of the regulars out of the lineup, they played a very tight defensive style hockey the first 2 periods. And in the third period, the Coyotes got things going. A little give and go between JR to Louis DeBrusk for his first goal of the year. Ended up the Coyotes on the board, and then Adams with a feed to Letowski. Hey, all of a sudden it's tied 2-2, and let's bring on another young player, Shane Doan, who's having a great start to the season this year. Short side over the shoulder of Kenny Reggett. All of a sudden the Coyotes are ahead, and let's put the empty net party goal on right there. It became the eventual game winner. Shane Doan is playing with a lot of confidence right now.
I mean, definitely my confidence is a lot higher, and I mean, I know that my job is to be sound defensively and play physical, and not to worry about the goals. Yet I do all the time, and I mean, it is very nice to contribute offensively once in a while, and hopefully this is going to be my role, and I can do it even more.
Well, Doug, he has a lot of offensive talent, and I think now with the responsibility he's been given this year, we're going to see a lot more goals coming from Shane Doan.
And that kind of depth is just what the Coyote doctor ordered, because they're right smack on top of the National Hockey League. In fact, coming into tonight's game, they are tied in a 4-way tie for points for first place. And I don't think it's any surprise to those of us out west anyway that 5 of the Sox top 6 teams are in the West.
Well, the Coyotes know that they have to keep their game going. As you notice, the second and third place teams are in the Western Conference also. There's a long ways to go in this season. The guys are playing pretty level-headed right now, but they're playing, again, like Shane Doan is, with a lot of confidence.
And the essential ingredient is Essenza. Bob Essenza played well early, stepped in when Mikhail Stelenkov was traded, stepped in when Sean Burke went down with an injury, and he's undefeated in all 7 Coyote starts.
I don't care what kind of club you have to have good goaltending. As you mentioned, Bob Essenza has really filled in the role. He's come up big when he's had to make the big saves, and I really think the guys appreciate. They know that's going to happen. That's why you're seeing a lot more goals scored by the Coyotes because of that confidence in their goaltending.
Here in Nashville, the Predators, after a very acceptable inaugural campaign last year, have lost 5 in a row for the second time. Sophomore jinx could well be. Let's go to Barry Butel. Barry?
Indeed, Doug. The Predators are in a bit of a hole, and it necessitated their captain, Tom Fitzgerald, to call the second closed-door meeting this month for the players only. He said in that meeting, it seems like it's Groundhog Day, and it can't be Groundhog Day, referring to that Bill Murray movie when he lived the same day over and over again. Fitzgerald went on to say that they played in front of a great town, a great fan base here, a great owner, and the coaches here care about them a great deal. They can't go out and continue to mess things up, Doug.
And it's been the continuation of little mistakes, I think, that particularly has them bothered.
Well, I think the enthusiasm of the inaugural year is worn off, so now it's back to work because they're not going to sneak up on anybody this year. They had 28 wins last year, which was a great year for an expansion club, but now they have to get back to the basics. They have to do the little things right. They have to check. They have to work hard every night because they don't have the talent that a lot of the other clubs. So it's nothing fancy in that second year, and that seems to catch everybody by surprise.
It's going to be interesting because Thomas Vokoun, who shut the Coyotes out last year, will get the nod tonight, and the Coyotes come in with all their guns blazing and hope to solidify their hold on first place. They've won 6 in a row, but cannot take lightly the team that embarrassed them once here last year. We tune it up in Music City next.
And number 44. Night on Fox Sports Net.
Fox Sports Net presents Coyotes Hockey, brought to you by your Arizona Dodge dealers. Do not follow, do not conform, be different. By Gatorade, is it in you? By Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NHL. And by Southwest Airlines, with fares so low you have freedom to go places. Music City, USA, and right down kitty corner from the Ryman Auditorium, the legendary home of the Grand Ole Opry, is the Gaylord Entertainment Center, where the National Hockey League is hitting year 2 in Nashville, Tennessee. The Coyotes and the Nashville Predators, and Bob Essensa is between the pipes again.
Bob Essensa continues to shine, 6-0-1, goals against average 2.26. On the other hand, Thomas Vokoum really struggling out of the gate, still looking for his first victory.
But shut out the Coyotes here last year on the first of 2 trips into Tennessee, which was speedily avenged the next time the Coyotes came to town. There's a quick icing call. The Coyotes have won 6 straight, their longest winning jag since a year ago, when they won 8 in a row in the middle of that franchise record 14-game unbeaten string. And Bob Francis well knows that the last thing a team can afford after knocking off some of the elite teams in the hockey is to come in and take one of the second division squads too lightly.
Well, I think he's had a lot of help talking to a lot of the players in this morning's skate. They very well remember that 2-0 lead that Barry Trott's team, the Predators, handed the Phoenix Coyotes in their first trip here to Nashville, and that's something that they talked about quite openly today, that that wasn't going to happen again.
Keith Tkachuk, Dallas Drake, Jeremy Roenick, who is back on left point for the draw. Newman in the slot, got it right to JR. And the Coyotes' top line attacks. Here's Teppo Newman, and he fires right on it. Tomas Vokoum dropping down, makes the stop. 19 seconds into the game. How about our Dodge keys to this game, Mr. Simmer?
Well, even though we're in Nashville, you've got to have a little respect. Aretha Franklin, you cannot underestimate the Nashville team. Kick them when they're struggling, they're not winning. Don't be the team that they're going to beat. Kick them when they're down. Predators, get back to the simple things. Do the basic plays, and they have to have a lot of help from the mass man. Vokoum has to play solid between the pipes.
And how about Jeremy Roenick not getting NHL Player of the Week by himself? He had to share it. Unbelievable. 2 hat tricks in 2 nights and a couple 3 assists thrown in for good measure, and it didn't matter. Icing call on the Nashville Predators. Nonetheless, JR comes in hot, hot, hot. A 6-game scoring streak, 13 points in his last 6. Well, he's our player of the week anyway.
Boy, he's really had almost a career week. Not very often you have that opportunity, and it's like anything. When things are going very well, you continue to ride it. And that's the guy that led the way, and it wasn't against a couple expansion clubs either. You're talking New Jersey, who is very tight defensively, and Colorado, a premier team. So he really did a good job in those 2 games. Bob Essensa did not play in any of those games, but he still had to get on the road and beat Detroit with a very tight defensive club.
Nashville this year has had a little trouble scoring goals of its own, has scored only 53 goals. To put that in perspective, the Coyotes' top line on the ice right now has scored 37 just by itself. Here's Tkachuk, trying to jam it over to Drake at the last moment. And now Tom Fitzgerald, the Predator captain, slings it out. Can't get it out of the zone. Tkachuk with a soft tap to Jeremy Roenick. Here is JR looking for an outlet, and Vokoum goes clear over and kicks it out of the corner. Not far enough. Darren Quinn is on. Still the Coyote top line is on. They want to get off pretty soon. It's been over a minute. And Carney will turn this one back. Can't do it now. Carney ahead to Jeremy Roenick. Here comes JR. And he's hauled down on the way to the net, and it's a power play on the way for the Coyotes.
He's kind of hoping for a penalty shot right there, but I don't think he's going to get it. He was in so tight. A great outlet pass by Carney to feed him in the neutral ice zone. That big line has been solid the first full minute, spending almost the entire shift in the offensive zone. There's the feed from Carney, who has been playing hot as of late. Berehowski has to pull him down at that point. JR likes to go to his forehand, but because of Berehowski being on his left side, he's sort of forced to come all the way across back on his backhand. He wanted to make the move. Big collision between Vokoum and JR. No one's hurt. Coyotes get on the power play early.
And JR with that hook right on the, looked like the crook of the arm there to haul him down, will sit down, suck up some air, and come right back in pretty soon. Meanwhile, the Coyotes will put in Greg Adams, Rick Tocqueville. We're waiting for somebody to get in the penalty box. Drake Berehowski, as Charlie told you, is the guilty party.
He said, wait, that wasn't me.
And do nothing. Sit down.
Maybe I could stay quiet and stay on the bench, but
it's Adams, Tocchet, and Letowski with Newman and Lume on the power play for the Coyotes. Berehowski for hooking at 1:13 of the first period. And the Coyotes will track it down deep in their own end. And here they come. Tempo Newman and slides to Adams. Pulled away by the Predators. Joel Bouchard. And the Coyotes chase it again.
Nashville has struggled in the penalty killing role. 22nd overall at home, 21st in the league. That's something when you have a young club, you have to have the small things doing a very good job on situations like this.
Jyrki Lumme turns it back. Newman in there. The Coyotes have a minute 17 to go on the first power play of the night. Trying to hook up for Greg Adams, who's on a 3-game scoring streak. 1,690 point. Now puck turned away and swept up to the line. Lumme halfway through the power play and punched away by the new call-up, Carlis Skrastins of the Nashville Predators.
Bobby Francis gets his #1 power play unit on there right now, and that's something that really in a game like this can really open things up.
Here's Tkachuk. Faked the slap, but it did not hook up for Lumme. And they'll chase again with Daigneault back on the points. Lumme has got to get on the bench, and now he will.
Great fake shot by Keith Tkachuk.
Yes.
I thought it was so well that Jyrki, I don't think was prepared for that because he was coming through the slot. Stick wasn't on the ice.
Sometimes you can do it too well. Here's Tkachuk. Now 19 to shoot on the power play. Knocked away from Quint. And Fitzgerald shorthanded. 2-on-2. Right down and on to Bob Essensa. First one he's had the glove today. 11 seconds left in the Coyote power play. Here's who is not in the lineup here tonight. Sean Burke, Todd Gill, Travis Green all on the injured list for the Coyotes. Tavis Hansen, a recent recall from Springfield, is a coach's decision, while a host of injuries continue to plague the Nashville Predators. In addition to Bugner, Turcotte, Holder, and Yachmanev, Jan Vopat is out with a rash. Bill Holder recovering from a concussion. Sebastian Bordelot has a shoulder injury. And on it has gone. At least they don't have the plethora of abdominal and groin injuries that so many teams, but boy, they really saw it in Detroit.
A lot of injuries. Barry Trotz deeming that Bordelot is well enough to play tonight, so he is dressed. We'll see how much ice time he has. So this will be his first game back, so that tender shoulder they have to watch.
Yeah, he's been coming back off of that, and now he's cleared. Power play over. A drive by Alatalo is right on, and the save by Vaucoon. So the Coyotes are 0 for 1 on the power play here tonight. They got one shot on goal, and here's tonight's key matchup, and it's the goaltenders.
Numbers don't lie. 6-0-1, 0-6-1. Definitely Bob Essensa has to be the best goaltender on the ice tonight for the Coyotes to win.
Essensa has won 6 straight. He is unbeaten in all 7 starts as a Coyote this year, and is 3-0-1 on the road. Thomas Vaucoon has yet to win a game in 7 games as goalie of record. Former Montreal Canadian property who came in the 1998 expansion draft to Nashville. Cliff Ronning, the very popular former Coyote, who's been such a spark plug here with the expansion Predators, wearing #7, which he had for many years. Of course, he couldn't in Phoenix. Captain Coyote had that number, so he was number 77, as you recall. There's a shot by Joel Bouchard. Carney behind the net for the Coyotes. Fueling away back there with Kriva Kresov. Popped away to Radoslav Suchi, and it meanders away to Doan. Too far for Yolonen. Patrick Schellberg, #10, to swing it away for Nashville. We played just over 4 minutes of period 1, and Cliff Ronning gathers it in his own zone.
A similar game that we saw, the 2-0 game by Vaucoon last year. The Coyotes came out very strong in that game. Also could not score in the first 5 minutes, and then it really settled down to a tight defensive game.
Stan Netskars brings it away for the Coyotes. Sullivan turned right back though by Patrick Cote, also coming off an injury, and a drive comes on to Essensa. 4.5 minutes into period 1. The Coyotes and the Nashville Predators scoreless, and there's a good look at a guy that everybody liked to watch play when he played for the Coyotes, Cliff Ronning, who came in here for future considerations early in the 1998-99 season.
Doug, everybody loves to see the small guy play well, and Cliff Ronning has been doing it for many years, and we're seeing a group of young guys this year coming into the league. Latowski, Korea, up in Vancouver, young, small players that are really relying on their speed and their talent. So it's really nice to see that part of the game coming back.
It has become such a big man's game in recent years. anymore. A guy 6'2", 6'3" is a very average looking size player. Greg Johnson popped right back in by the Predators. Randy Robitaille up and down and popped away from JR and fanned on by Billy Peltonen. Timonen, nothing there. Here comes Schlestins, and the puck dances around in the Nashville zone. Greg Johnson, a penalty coming on the Coyotes. And there'll be a power play now for the Predators.
Louis DeBrusk with a terrific call up high. Fourth line of Nashville trying to get something going. They've got some big competitors, including Patrick Cote out there. And this is a situation that Coyotes do not want to get themselves into. An early lead here in a building like this is something that really can be advantageous to the Coyotes because of the fragile confidence of Nashville. But you see Nashville really moving that puck around. Right in the middle of your screen, you can see the interference call. Louis DeBrusk trying to take his man down and caught standing still. Penalties like that will occur.
I mentioned a moment ago that the Predators have not scored a lot of goals, and lately they've scored only 7 in their last 4 games, but they are thanking their lucky stars for a serviceable, at least, power play. That power play has accounted for 4 of Nashville's last 7 goals.
15 total power play goals, the same number as the Coyotes. That's one reason for them being successful. If you can get that power play work in the special teams, it helps a second-year club.
Roning's shot hit somebody and went bounding right into the glove of Bob Essensa. And alternate captain of the Predators, Cliff Ronning, 4 of his 9 goals are on the power play. That was a crazy little dancing around puck that hit something and then caught the corner.
Seen a couple of bouncing pucks that you could see Bob Essensa. He was prepared for that puck to go all the way around behind the net, but a lot of times goaltenders will cheat a little bit too quickly and move off the post. Essensa, the veteran, stays right with it.
Nashville has lost 4-3 to Anaheim on Saturday and now has lost 5 in a row, which ties a franchise record set earlier this year. As an expansion team last year, the Predators never lost 5 straight. That old sophomore jinx can really be a problem. Here's Ronning from Robitaille, and around the corner, the shot by Timonen didn't go. Power play runs a minute 15 now, and a hand pass is going to be called, which will stop the play. A minute 14 left in the Predator power play. The arbiters of this tilt were in the 2-referee system here tonight. There's number 15, Dan O'Halloran. Number 64, Shane Heyer, will be his partner. A former linesman moved up to referee. Brad Kovacic and Stefan Provost are the linesmen here tonight.
So there's a good look at Shane Heyer, who was a linesman the last couple of years. So they did ask a few of the linesmen if they wanted to move up to be officials, and a few of them accepted. I know a couple of them did not want to do that. They enjoyed their linesman job, and that's can't give them. You got to give them a lot of credit for that. I wouldn't want to be a referee either.
Batted down by Kimmo Timonen. He tried to bang it in and couldn't make it stick for Sergei Krivokrasov. And shorthanded, Dallas Drake brings it back. Mike Sullivan down there locked up with Ronning. 2 former teammates. Here's Sullivan. Swings it high. Suchi fires. And 42 seconds left in the penalty for the Coyotes. Drake banging around. Sergei Krivokrasov. At number 27 is rookie Randy Robitaille. Off Krivokrasov. Schellberg is there. Now here is Ronning to side saddle it to Kimmo Timonen. 27 seconds in the Predator power play. Ronning fires. Hit at least 2 players. Pumped up. Ronning again. Shooting. Blocked by Dallas Drake. A beautifully timed body drop block by Dallas Drake. And Ronning's shot went the other direction.
It's a big shift for Dallas Drake. As you mentioned, not only that block shot, but he had already led the attack up the ice offensively. Yes. Killed about 35 seconds off the clock, teaming up with Mike Sullivan.
That's the end of the power play now. The Coyotes are at full strength with 12:45 to go in the first. Jyrki Lumme on now with Stan Neskaj as they grapple at the line. No shots on that power play for the Predators. And now they'll bring it back through the neutral zone. Billy Peltonen could not hook it up for Velicevic. Peltonen walks it in, and the shot may have been deflected by Stan Neskaj as he pulled the trigger. Now here's Darren Quint for the Coyotes. Quint and Neskaj, the defensive tandem. And the very potent third line of the Coyotes, Alatalo, Yolonen, and Doan, is working. Here comes Doan on the one-handed shovel from Juha Yolonen. Yolonen working away down there with Legwand. And Teppo Numminen keeps it alive. High puck off David Legwand. Here's Alatalo, stapled into the boards by Bouchard. And this time the Predators will zoom it all the way down. And it's an icing call on Nashville with 11:38 to go in the first period. Coyotes nothing and the Predators nothing. And they're coming right at you from Nashville tonight.
Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
It's out there. Are you ready? The Fox Sports Net Durango is everywhere the true home team fans are. Loaded with free hats, t-shirts, Harkins Theater passes, and other cool sports stuff. The Fox Sports Net Durango is coming to an area near you. If you're a true Arizona home team fan, we're looking for you. Watch Fox Sports Net for all your home team action and to find out where the Fox Sports Net Durango is showing up next.
NFL This Morning on Fox Sports Net. The pregame show for the serious fan.
He has gone from slash to crash.
Plus in-depth analysis and hard-hitting interviews with the game's biggest stars.
It's not a part of my repertoire. It's not something I have to do.
Go inside the game with our all-pro team, plus the Fox NFL Sunday Gang. A full hour of pregame power. NFL This Morning, Sunday on Fox Sports Net, followed by Fox NFL Sunday on your local Fox affiliate.
Midnight, it's the last word with Jim Rome. You know Romey, he'll tell it like it is, and you don't want to miss it. Tonight, midnight, Jim Rome and the last word here on Fox Sports Net. A Tuesday night in Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee. Doug McLeod, Charlie Simmer, Barry Butel on Fox Sports Net. And the top guns of the Coyotes are called to work here again in the Nashville zone. Tkachuk, Drake, and Roenick. Daigneault and Quint will be on defense. And Darren Quint picks it off in the neutral zone and lets it fly. And it looked like, or sounded like, part of the stick of Tomas Mokoun. Roenick was checked as he tried to pass. Here is Quint and now Drake. Into Daigneault. Dallas Drake kissed it up to JR. Here it comes. It deflected off Fitzgerald. And Tkachuk tries to keep things moving. It moves the other way, and out with speed, Scott Walker of the Predators. Walker with Fitzgerald shooting and a save by Essenza. Daigneault knocks it ahead. Here comes Captain Coyote to sweep it in, and the Coyotes will change.
That's two great shifts, 5-on-5 for the Roenick, Tkachuk, and Drake line. They've had some good opportunities offensively. They're playing out against the line with Walker, who's a pretty tight defensive player, and Fitzpatrick and that young kid Borlo we talked about with the shoulder injury.
Offside, Coyotes, as they tried to pile it into the Nashville zone. Let's go downstairs to Barry Butel.
Thank you, Doug. You talked about Tomas Mokoun coming up with no victories, but last year he had 12, and he had a goals against average well under 3 and a save percentage over 90%. It necessitated the Predators to trade away Eric Fischel to the Carolina Hurricanes. This year, of course, having his problems, but one thing that is for sure, he's had great success against the Coyotes. His last victory was against the Coyotes in April, and his first and only NHL career shutout was back in January against these same Coyotes.
Boy, how well we remember. Thanks, Barry Butel. I wondered where you were down there. We had Barry Butel down somewhere. You picked him out there. It's Butel Spy Cam. Just have to shoot through 18 or 19 things to find him. Here comes Greg Adams, open and shooting, and a save by Mokoun. Cliff Ronning swings it away. Adams got a splinter on it. Numminen goes crashing down. Tocchet to cover and Lume behind, which is a good thing, because here comes the puck, and there's Jyrki Lume.
Doug, the Coyotes have to make some adjustment offensively tonight in tonight's game because of the play of Okun, he's a goofy goaltender, they like to call him. He catches with the right hand and holds the stick with the left hand.
It's a different look, no question about it.
So instead of thinking going stick side, you're actually going glove side. So that it definitely
right.
is a stronger part of a goaltender's arsenal. It is that glove hand, the catcher's hand. So different, completely different shot to each side.
The left catch. The left stick in this case, and the right catch. What are you going to do here? It comes knocking around in the Nashville zone. Suchi will have to haul back after it.
Boy, Keith Tkachuk, really a big workhorse here tonight. He's been really barging himself right into the offensive zone. He gets the shift, the extra shift with Sullivan. DeBrusk, a quick shift there, and then they adjust. JR is going to come out and finish it.
Since the Coyotes are a touch short in their forwards, they've been dressing 7 defensemen and only 11 forwards. So double shifting somebody down with that 4th line so that they can roll through the lines, which they have done effectively in most situations.
And I really think that helped in Detroit. Detroit really shortened their benches because of injuries, and you could tell that in the 3rd period.
Off Alatalo, the puck drizzles right down. And the Predators' Joel Bouchard, who was timed as the Predators' fastest skater in their skills competition in October, got it out. Teams are changing. Daigneault swings it ahead. Juha Jalonen. Jalonen, Alatalo, and Doan are back on. Here's Doan, and he scores! Shane Doan does it again. 3 goals in his last 2 games. And it's 1-0 Coyotes.
Boy, this line has been playing well. Number 8 for Shane Doan. That's a career high mark for him, and they still have 2/3 of the year to go for him. This line really picking up that loose puck through the neutral zone. It did a good job of controlling it as it came across the line. Alatalo Jalonen making the play right there. The play. This sets up the 3-on-2. Right here you see the pass. Up to Shane Doan. He's shooting hard. And there's again that right-handed glove save. You have to get it away quickly. And he beat Okun with a good hard wrist snapshot right there. Again, there's that catcher glove, and that's usually where the stick is being held.
I'll have to ask Donor if he intended to shoot stick side and just put it over there, because that's where it usually is, or what. But now he's a goal-scoring animal, so you know he meant to do it. A 3-game goal-scoring streak now, and they score again. The Coyotes come pounding right back again, and it's 2-0 as quick as you like with Alatalo.
Bobby Francis, hey, let's stay with the line that's playing very well. And there's a great outlet pass right here to Shane Doan, which traps all the Predators except one. It sets up a 3-on-1. And then the rest of the work, Jalonen to Alatalo made the move. And what an offensive play right there to Alatalo from Jalonen. Okay, no, let's go all the way across.
Oh, look at that.
With that reach on the forehand, you can reach all the way around. Okun had made the adjustment early. And Alatalo made just a super goal scorer's deke there. So that line, again, all 3 of them really connecting on a nice tic-tac-toe goal.
The Predators at this point, having allowed 2 goals in a span of 14 seconds early in the game, are going to use their 30-second timeout. Mika Alatalo scores his 5th goal of the game and extends his scoring string to 3 games. Jalonen and Doan will get the assists on Alatalo's goal, which is his first since November 12th against Vancouver.
Boy, what a shift that line has had, and what a line that those guys have had all year. Very consistent.
All in one shift. Here they come with 2 goals.
You can see the feed right here. They're giving it to Doan. He makes no mistake. That's the only place he can go in that shot, because the goaltender has to adjust so quickly. Jalonen with a nice little feed. Goes to the forehand. Alatalo beats him. Say, hey, that's not too bad. I'm having fun right now.
Doan from Alatalo at 11:32. Alatalo from Jalonen and Doan at 11:46. 2 goals, 14 seconds apart. And the league-leading Coyotes are knocking on Okun's door again. Alatalo's 5th goal of the year and Shane Doan's 8th. Here come the Predators, who want something back, but it's blocked off leg one. Now turn to the neutral zone, and had they not held the line with Berehowski, the Coyotes would have had a 2-on-1 break with Keith Tkachuk and Dallas Drake. That number 3 line we've talked about in recent games, and bang, bang, they're on quickly, and it's 2-0.
Besides its legendary power, payload, and overall toughness, Dodge Ram is also the longest-lasting line of full-size pickups on the road. And now, Ram also offers exceptionally low financing. We've just made it easier to separate yourself from the crowd. Dodge Ram. Different.
Mr. Box, hang on to your hat, because sales of Jack's Spicy Chicken are about to take off. Imagine, every sandwich comes with Chicken Jack. Cock-a-doodle profit. Spicy Jack flamenco dancer. Spicy Jack the pirate.
Look, people buy Jack's Spicy Chicken because it's a real chicken breast filet that has just the right amount of spice, and it's topped with fresh lettuce and tomato.
You're gonna love Flaming Jack.
Security.
Quick outburst by the Yolonendon Alatalo line has Bob Francis and the Coyotes up by 2. And I'll tell you what, Doug, this next 7 minutes and 50 seconds is so important to the Coyotes early in the game to get 2 quick goals. Sometimes you get a little complacent and say, hey, this is going to be an easy game. I think you got to go right back to that number 1 key to the game, respect. Never underestimate a team that's playing at home and struggling.
Take nothing for granted. We've certainly seen a 2-goal lead erased on numerous occasions, both for and against the Coyotes. Up for grabs in the neutral zone. A swat by Lumi. 6 shots for the Coyotes, 5 for Nashville. Tocchet's there with Adams and Letowski. Trevor Letowski working up on that line with the enforced sidelining of Travis Green, and has done well. He had a goal and was the number 2 star in Detroit on Sunday afternoon. In fact, Letowski has goals in 3 of his last 6 games.
Boy, he's played very well. And again, there's another example of a small player doing very well, just relying on grit, hard work, and desire to play in the NHL. He came to camp, won a position, and has not let the club down. You can see the last 12 games what Trevor has done. And he's quietly worked himself up into the top of the rookies as far as goal scoring.
Now the face-off to the left of Vaucoun. Thomas Vaucoun, who played 3 of the 4 games between the Predators and Coyotes last year. Nashville's first in the NHL. Trevor Letowski runs it in. Tocchet there. Save by Vaucoun. Here's Rick Tocchet again. And Trevor Letowski. Green is wide open in front if they can get it around the horn to him. A shot, score by Tocchet. And the Coyotes punch in another one. Rick Tocchet nails his 5th, and it's 3-0.
Doug, we're going to see a great example of a young player, and we just talked about Letowski showing all kinds of composure behind the net. The veteran knows he just has to get to the front of the net, get that stick down on the ice, and that's all that happened. Letowski sets up camp behind the net. You can see right there, Tocchet skates out from the right of your picture. That's him, man on man there, makes a nice little move, and there's the feed from Letowski. Just complete timing play. You can see as Tocchet gets his stick down on the ice, they just redirect it between the pads of Vaucoun. And there's no chance for him, and that's a defenseman who has to make sure you take the man or the stick, and it was just a quick bang play.
And they were playing, can't get no satisfaction on the public address system here. Here's a drive onto Vaucoun, and it's turned away. Letowski and Adams will get the assists on Rick Tocchet's 5th goal of the year. He had been without a point the last 6 games. And it's 3-0 Coyotes, and we still have 6 minutes, 39 seconds to go in the first period. Punched away by Kesmer. And so they fence for it in the neutral zone. And it comes ahead. Fitzgerald. Pulled away from Randy Robitaille. Robitaille jabbed it in. Cote is there. A jab, but no. They continue to fence, and it drizzles away to Quint. Here's Alatalo. Third line back on for the Coyotes. Shane Doe shoots one. Save by Vaucoun, and that bounced off his glove. So this line struck twice in 14 seconds. A goal and an assist for Shane Doan, who continues to be so hot. And what a difference from last year.
Well, I think the very end of the season when Shoney played me quite a bit with JR being hurt, and then the playoffs really helped. And then coming into this year, the coaching staff here they just worked with me, and they gave me a lot of confidence in myself, telling me that I could do it, and put me in situations where I had to score and was expected to score. And when you have that pressure on yourself, hopefully you can rise to the occasion.
2 goals, the #1 star in Detroit, the first goal of the evening here, and who knows what the rest of the night has in store for Shane Doan. And that sails out of play. And with 5 minutes 48 seconds to go in the first period, Doan, Alatalo, and Tocchet have powered the Coyotes to a 3-0 lead in Nashville.
An outfitter is one who provides specialized equipment. Equipment you're going to need to escape your boundaries. Break free with a new 2000 Ford Expedition from your Greater Phoenix Ford outfitter. Get 3.9 financing on a Ford Expedition with seating for 9 and a 5.4-liter V8 that can take you anywhere. Or get outfitted in Ford's largest SUV, the all-new Ford Excursion. Are you outfitted? Get to your Greater Phoenix Ford stores, your official Ford outfitter.
We talked last night. White shirt, red spots.
Kevin.
So you want to go?
Pick up a big Juicy Carl's Jr. superstar. Or don't pick up anything at all.
Meet Wayne Best. He saw the kids in his community without direction and did something about it. He got them off the streets and put them to work, teaching important lessons in community service, responsibility, and helping others. So he can spend more time on foxsports.com, where he enters his zip code to get the latest on his favorite home teams. It's like having Fox Sports Net online.
Look at the time at the bottom of your picture, not at the top. It is 6 o'clock on weeknights on Fox Sports Net, and we've got football news for you. Highlights, news, analysis, all of it. In-depth pro, college, and even high school pigskin coverage right here on Fox Sports Net. They've got it all over the country, you see. Here's Rick Tocchet. Now they bang it around the corner, and the Nashville Predators' Joel Bouchard brings it away. Rob Velicevic sails it deep, and here's Essensa. Whoop. Had it hit Greg Johnson, and now Carney slides it to Sullivan, and the Coyotes bank it away.
Smart play just to make sure you get it out. You see Rick Tocchet filling up on that role. They make the quick adjustment, quick change, and the Coyotes back to their regular shifts.
Velicevic puts it in, now Carney. And the Coyotes' Jeremy Roenick brings the puck away. 10 shots for the Coyotes, 5 for Nashville. JR Hennick shooting save, Okun. And Neskaj was all over Velicevic for a moment. Turned back by Dania, that hit Velicevic. Drake is there for the Coyotes. Way offside. Not Drake, but everybody else. With 4:46 to go in the first period. And Thomas Vokun, recalled from Milwaukee just a week ago, very much under siege early tonight.
1-on-3, you see right there against Berehowski. JR is able to get through, but he gets himself into an angle that the goaltender has to come out and make it pretty easy at that point. But the key to this is watch Dallas Drake. He's looking for a rebound, and that's just good, hard hockey right there. You go hard to the front of the net, good things will happen. That's where the puck usually shows up.
Jeremy Roenick with 13 points in his last 6 games. Isn't that incredible? 13 in 6 games. And he only shares NHL Player of the Week honors. Unbelievable. Dallas Drake. Here's Tkachuk into JR. Sniffed out and broken up by Tom Fitzgerald. They lock it up there, and Tkachuk laid the lumber in and is going to get a penalty. He had locked up coming down the boards against Kesmer and sent him down.
Nice little read there. Tkachuk gets a piece of it, and there's where they get man on man.
Yep.
Stick did not make any contact at all. It did go up over the shoulder as he knocked Kesmer to the ice. Right there, both players going hard. If anything, you get that back leg in behind him, and they threw him back over, but that's really why I think he was upset at O'Halloran for making that call.
High sticking to Captain Coyote at 15:35 of the first period. The Predators get their second power play of the game. Browning wins the draw. The blast goes wide from Timonen. Now here's Teppo Newman for the Coyotes, killing it out with Lume. And they'll zoom it all the way down. Latowski and Yolonen, the penalty-killing forwards to start. Kimmo Timonen now for Nashville. Randy Robitaille. 4 minutes to go in the first. It's 3-0 Coyotes.
Big kill here right now for the Coyotes, Doug. Definitely Nashville is looking for a reason to quit right here. Very fragile club. If they get to a power play goal here, you can see a little spark of life, get the crowd back into it. That's why the Coyotes have to be very strong at it, because it will drag it down to about a minute left in this period.
Confidence so fragile when you're playing really the second year more than the first. Everybody kind of overachieves in the first year. We've seen it many times. Timonen, here's Ronning deep. As they struggle behind the net, Essensa down, the puck there somewhere, and he's got it trapped against the goalpost. And the Predators pound on in.
In that first year, it's a no-lose situation, actually, for an expansion club. So they just have to go out and play hard and show a lot of effort. Right here, you see the activity behind the net. Bob Essensa looks one way. Now he gets a beat on it. He gets down and really protects that post. You can see him get the pad, the arm, everything down. So nothing's going to squeak out to the front. He's able to get his blocker on it. It's the blocker hand on the right hand with Bob Essensa, as opposed to Vokoum, which is on the other hand. He just covers it up, slows the play down.
And a delicate moment for Radoslav Suchy, who wants to try and hold the man at bay, but does not want to interfere with or screen his goaltender. And you saw him with his legs very wide apart there to try to keep from doing exactly that.
Again, and Bob can see where that puck is, and then also takes away the shooting percentage of trying to bounce one off of a defenseman's skate or leg.
You saw their set play as Legwand got it for Velicevic. Now a shorthanded drive by Doan. People are going to start looking up and going, uh-oh, here's that big 19 again, Shane Doan. Now the Coyotes will be at full strength in 30 seconds, and goodbye, it's gone from Suchy. Now here come the Predators. Craig Miller. And the backhand drive at point-blank range by Ville Peltonen, stopped twice by Essensa. And the fans down there thought maybe something was going to power in, but no. 12 seconds left in the power play for Nashville, and tonight's Geico Direct moment has to do with exactly what we've been talking about here in the early going, about what happens when you get this team going into a second year. Their captain, Tom Fitzgerald, saying we're at a point now where not only could our season be on the line, but possibly players' jobs and careers also at stake. Giving it the old college try isn't working anymore.
Especially with the way the league is so competitive right now, you cannot just think because you've had a pretty good year the first year, things are going to be turned around or teams are going to play easy against you. Again, second year for any franchise always seems to be the most difficult, even if you look at just regular players. After their rookie year, they really struggle in the second year.
Berehowski's shot was blocked. Daigneault lifts it, a bounding puck, but it's kept alive. Fitzgerald, jabbed by Daigneault, but not out. Here's Fitzgerald, power play over, shot blocked. Daigneault muscles it away and slides it out to Keith Tkachuk. Tkachuk just out of the penalty box, locked up with Berehowski. 2 shots on that power play for Nashville.
Bobby Francis had his line set up already, though, so Drake and Roenick would be on the ice. So Keith Tkachuk just gets back on the ice and gets the regular shift going.
Now they'll change with a minute 54 rather to go in period 1. You see Essensa directing traffic as Quinn at number 10, Patrick Kjellberg, tussle over in the corner. Kicked away. Johnson there for the Predators. Now turning Scott Walker. In comes Kesmer right through the goal crease, kept alive and punched in deep by Craig Miller. Kjellberg, Kesmer shooting, blocked and stopped by Essenza with 1:27 to go.
There's a man caught in the middle is Barry Trotz, second-year coach of the Nashville club, and it's his job, and it's tougher too, because last year, again, he had the built-in motivation. Everybody loved the team here in Nashville. They had great attendance. The town really loved this team, but
yes,
again, you have to get that motivation, because then guys start getting longer contracts now. You get a little bit complacent. Just have to find, as he said, get that right mixture, and if we have to make changes, we have to make changes. I know David Poyle, as general manager, has also been quoted as saying that there's a lot of players around that want to play in the National Hockey League.
Barry Trotz is actually in his 3rd season as the Predators coach, his 2nd on ice. That's icing, because they hired him a full year in advance to scout around the league and look for talent. And he worked very hard at it, as did their whole staff. Here's our Bud Light What's on Tap in the first intermission. Barry Butel talks with that hot-handed Shane Doan. Is all smiles right now, and it couldn't happen to a nicer fellow, too. Also, our Farmers Flashback, looking at the start of hockey, NHL hockey in Nashville, and our first period highlights and stats as well. 1:15 to go in the first period. 12-9 Coyotes in shots on goal. And the puck meandering away to the Predators' end. Craig Miller, originally a Buffalo Sabre property, came in from Edmonton in June. Banks that away. Ronning to Krivokrasov. Nothing doing there. Cliff Ronning has it again. Last minute of play in period 1. Loomy. Yolonen pops it in. And Miller runs it down.
So a pretty successful first period here for the Coyotes. I know a lot of things they'll be talking between periods is don't change a thing. Don't get lazy and try to think it's going to be easy the rest of the way in, because Nashville is just going to get tougher and tougher as far as the effort, because right now, again, they're like last year. They've got nothing to lose. They're down by 3.
Well, you made a great point. All they need to do is score 1 to get everybody interested again. They'd still be down by 2, but 1 is all it takes. Here's Loomy. Checked by Miller. Loomy taken down. Loomy on his knees. Miller now Ronning, trying to dig it away. Loomy comes in support. The puck bouncing around. A dozen seconds left in the period as this eases on down. It's an icing call on Nashville. 7.7 seconds to go in the first period. And a comfortable position as long as everybody stays sharp for Bob Francis, leading 3-0.
Just as long as everybody doesn't cheat. And a good example there, Bob Francis is everybody playing as a team unit. He has Shane Doan automatically reads the play because Lumey's down in the far corner. So you say, what's he doing down there? Yeah. Well, he's being aggressive. That's fine as long as someone comes back and covers up for him. And that was Shane Doan. The tendency when you're up with 3-0 and everybody's getting points is, hey, I want to get my points too, so you stay down and you cheat. And that's something that they've really talked about through the coaching of Bob Francis, Rick Bowness, and Wayne Fleming is, hey, you have to play as a team. That's why the third line is scoring well, playing well. Second line some nights because everybody's on the same page.
And he skated him pretty hard at practice this morning too, just to make sure everybody was well tuned in. As that one glances off the stick of Bob Essenza, that is the end of an extremely productive first period of play in Nashville. It started with 2 goals 14 seconds apart by Shane Doan and Mika Alatalo. Then just over a minute later, Rick Tocchet pumped one in too. And after one, 3-0 Coyotes.
Coyotes lead the Predators 3-0 after 1 period. Barry Butel downstairs with the man of the hour, the man of the week, Shane Doan. 3 goals in 2 games. You're on fire.
It's happening right now. I mean, this one today was pretty easy. I mean, they gave me an empty net, Juha and Mika, and you got to bury those ones.
You guys are playing real well, that line together with the 2 Finnish players. What a goal it was. In fact, the last 2 games, those 3 goals, you guys are really working hard in front of the net.
Well, I mean, I think with those 2, I mean, they create so much with their speed and strength that I'm really the recipient of a lot of it, and I'm pretty lucky to just be in the right place at the right time right now, and hopefully we can keep going that way.
Are you shooting for, what, 50 this year?
Yeah, well, you know, whatever happens.
All right, Shane Doan picks up his career-high 8th goal of the season. They lead it after 1 period, 3-0. Stay with us. Our Farmers Flashback comes your way next here on Fox Sports Net. Hey, Doan, Alatalo, and Tocchet have scored for the Coyotes after 20 minutes. Welcome back to the Gaylord Entertainment Center in Nashville, Tennessee. Coyotes all over the Predators after 1 period. In tonight's Farmers Flashback, we look back at the first season ever for the 27th franchise in the NHL, the Nashville Predators.
So glad that we got the team in Nashville. We wanted an NHL team really bad, and we finally got it, and we had a great season.
Nashville, Tennessee provided overwhelming support for a team that began drafting players in June of 1998.
Nashville's first player in the 1998 entry draft from the Plymouth Whalers, David Legwand.
With the second overall pick, Predators GM David Poile drafted center David Legwand, and with 7 more selections, their first ever draft was complete. Add to that a roster full of expansion draftees, and the Predators were able to hit the ice. And on October 10th, they hosted the Florida Panthers in front of a sold-out crowd of 17,298 here at what is now the Gaylord Entertainment Center. Although they lost 1-0, it only took 3 days for the NHL's newest fans to cheer their team to a 3-2 victory over the Carolina Hurricanes. And although the Predators only won 15 games at home, they finished with a very respectable 63 points. Not bad for an expansion team. Head coach Barry Trotz led the Predators to the 3rd best victory total for an expansion team, with 17 different players recording career years, and 7 more making their NHL debuts.
Proud of your efforts for 82 games, okay? Next year, bigger and better things from us, all right? Expect that and want that, all right?
Last season, the country music capital of the world welcomed the NHL with open arms. And just like a Garth Brooks tune, they've got another #1 hit here in Nashville. 28 wins last season, 3rd most for an expansion team. 17 players recorded career highs in points. Cliff Ronning leading the team with 53 points. Well, the Coyotes are pounding the Predators after one period, 3-0. Doug and Charlie back with plenty of highlights and stats for you on Fox Sports Net.
Of 1 minute, 25 seconds, and after 20 minutes, the Coyotes have piled on a 3-0 lead here in Nashville. Welcome back upstairs, Doug McLeod and Charlie Simmer. Well, I guess they weren't taking the Predators too lightly in the first 20 minutes.
Well, they really couldn't, and the Coyotes battled early. The first 5 minutes, they really had some good scoring opportunities. The Nashville Predators held them off the board at that point, but it was going to be too much too late, I think. A nice little give and go here. They give the puck to Doan. He picks up his 8th goal of the year. Hey, Bob Francis, let's leave this line on again.
Mika Alatalo, they're going to add one to Yolonen on that one as well, and the Coyotes led 1-0, and 14 seconds later, Lightning strikes again.
Reverse Yolonen to Alatalo. He just makes a beautiful move to his forehand, and Bob Francis' hint paid off. He left him out there, 2 goals. Just a few seconds.
Everybody gets into the act. Alatalo from Yolonen and Doan. And then it was just over a minute later. I mean, there was some dead time there, but Coyotes did it again.
A great opportunity there for Tocchet. He can't score on it, but look at him give it back to Letowski, and then he goes to work, gets himself in a good position, just redirects that Letowski pass. Tocchet picks up a big goal. The 3rd goal is always big.
Tocchet from Letowski and Adams, and that's a nice little breathing space there. 3-0 Coyotes in 1 minute and 25 seconds midway through the first period. Here's our stat pack for the first 20 minutes of play. And, you know, to look at those numbers after the top ones, you'd say, well, this game was pretty tight.
It was pretty tight for a while, but once that Yolonen line with Doan and Alatalo got those 2 quick goals, it really took the wind, not only of the sails of the players here, but this building got awful quiet, and the confidence level for Nashville had to drop another notch.
I think that one of Charlie's pregame keys was if they're down, kick them and keep kicking. So let's see if they keep kicking that can when we come back for period 2 in Music City. Fox Sports Net is brought to you by your Valley Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. By Gatorade, is it in you? By Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NHL. And by your Arizona Dodge dealers. Do not follow, do not conform, be different. Second period underway in Nashville Arena. The Coyotes 3 and the Nashville Predators 0. Doug McLeod, Charlie Simmer, Barry Butel on Fox Sports Net. Sebastian Bordeleau checked off by Doan, and the Coyotes bring it back as Carney punches the puck in, and they'll change their first change of this period. They started off with that line that was so hot in the first period. Alatalo, Yolonen, and Doan. And why not?
It's a pretty good start, definitely, to get a line out there that, first of all, is not going to put you in a defensive liability, because you know, Nashville has to come out here very hard, especially early in the period, and keep them off the board.
The last man back is Jeremy Roenick. Now Newman and Lumi, the 2 defensemen, are back too as JR brings it out. Kachuk lost an edge. All is all right, though, apparently. Drake fires. Whipped away by Kimmo Timonen. Coyotes keep it alive. There's Drake. Timonen draped all over him as the puck dances around in the Nashville zone.
Look, there was some contact between Doan and Berehowski, one of their top physical defensemen in that last shift. Berehowski left the ice very quickly. We'll keep an eye on that. They can't afford to lose another player like that.
Charging right through, Greg Johnson tried to break up the puck from Tkachuk, was not successful. And here's Carly Skrastins to play it away. Lifted by Billy Pelton and batted out of the air by Letowski and pounded right down by Velicevic. Neskaj away. Here's Rick Tocchet, who has the third Coyote goal tonight. Letowski starts it back. Greg Adams shovels it in, and Trevor Letowski's right there. Letowski into the corner against Skrastins. Letowski high. Daigneault fires and a save by Vokoun. 2 minutes and 1 second into period 2. Coyotes leading the Predators by a score of 3-0. And a rough first 20 minutes for Tomas Vokoun. Actually, it was a rough 1 minute and 25 seconds between 11:32 and 12:57 as Doan, Alatalo, and Tocchet all scored in that little pocket of time.
Well, I was talking to Paul Fenton, who's the director of players downstairs, and he said, "Boy, the team's very fast," and he said it's very difficult. And he said, "Plus, you got a club that has no confidence right now, and that's his club, Nashville." So he can understand very well how those goals were scored quickly.
Adams wrister wide, popped away from Letowski, swatted back down by Lumi. Here is Adams, now Tocchet. Rick Tocchet, backhand drive, just missed the mark, a touch to the right. Newman hauls over to pound it in against Kjellberg. Now Adams. Tocchet looking as Letowski goes in. A shovel by Tocchet. Here comes Teppo Newman and Trevor Letowski. Coyotes cycle deep. Now Tocchet looking. It got all the way through and took a crazy little bounce, it looked like, on Tomas Vokoun. Letowski runs it over. A poke check by Vokoun. Letowski right back. Whacked that by Ronning. Falling, Lume fires and a save by Vokoun on Jyrki Lume, who got a quick one-timer away. Coming up on Fox Sports Net, it's college basketball time. We've got the Colorado State ASU game for you at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, followed by Brigham Young and Zona. It's an Arizona college basketball doubleheader. ASU and Colorado State at 7, Arizona BYU at 9, and it's only here tomorrow night on Fox Sports Net. That'll be a great college basketball doubleheader.
What a great clinic on puck control by that last line, Letowski, Adams, and Tocchet. And don't forget the defensemen, Lume and Newman, stepping in there also, covering up from each other, taking control of that puck along the boards and just moving it around, everybody adjusting positions.
Timonen got it away, but Carney's right there, and now Cote is going to lock it up over there with DeBrusk, and here they go.
Well, it was just a matter of time with this happening. Cote, their big-time scrapper, he's just coming off a hand injury. Louis DeBrusk right now looking, hey, we're up by 3. I got nothing to prove here. Really not going to change the complexion of the game right now.
Patrick Cote takes one from DeBrusk. Louis DeBrusk, who got a goal Sunday afternoon in Detroit, and said, as soon as I saw JR in the corner, I wasn't going to move from in front of that net, and he's a tough locomotive to try and move. There's one to the back of the head from Cote. DeBrusk can swing that right over. He'll cork in. Cote gets a couple. There comes DeBrusk over the top. Louis DeBrusk and Patrick Cote tussling here in Nashville tonight. And that will be the end of that as the linesmen Kovacic and Provost jump in.
That's a smart play by Louis just to hold on at that point. Again, what you're trying to see, they're trying to see a big fight. Cote maybe unloading and really trying to get this crowd involved, but really nothing going on. You knew this was going to happen. Cote hasn't played in 8 from a hand injury. I guess he hurt his hand. I guess you know he's fighting, but that's a smart thing to do. On the other hand, if the Coyotes are down by 3, you know Louis swinging away, trying to make things happen.
A veteran play and a veteran reaction anyway by Louis DeBrusk at 2:59 of the second period. And so Barry Trotz will have to come up with something else here. Try to get the team motivated. You organize, you plan, you work on drills, but that all happens before game night. And on game night, then it's a matter of matchups and motivation.
Coyotes probably sitting right now. It's a smart play by him. He knows what his job is, trying to get things and his teammates going, and really not a big response out of the fans in that one because there really wasn't much going on.
Patrick Cote and Louis DeBrusk get the gate for 5 minutes each for fighting. Does not affect the manpower on the ice as the puck slides right to Keith Tkachuk, who's locked up by Drake Berehowski, number 15.
Well, that answers our question on Berehowski. I guess he's all right,
Fairly
but he did
okay.
hobble off with that knee. See how it works ice time as this game goes on.
Quint zigzagging, finds the target, and Carney brings it out. One touch, then carry. Here it comes, Jeremy Roenick. Right to Drake, and a lightning shot and a good save by Bokun. Carney and Quint are the defensemen for the Coyotes. Batted down by Bouchard, bushwhacked right away by Dallas Drake.
But what a difference in play from last year. Last year they throw that puck in deep and chase. Carney waited till JR got himself in a good position, and next thing you know, they're trying to score off the rush again.
Yolonen, one touch in the way. Alatalo back to Yolonen. Here comes the third line again. Juha Yolonen trying to turn the corner, taken down by Fitzgerald and really worked on by Fitzgerald. And Bordelot jumps in. Now Bordelot got it free, but Alatalo's right there. A shot deflected. Alatalo again. Point blank shot. Shane Doan's got another one. It's 4-0 Coyotes, and Shane Doan is on fire. Well, how do you like that?
And here's a good example of that line not refusing to give up that loose puck. Everybody's working around. It's caught in traffic until the big bull, Shane Doan, right through everybody says, I'll take over from this point. This is my range. Picked it up at the top of the crease. There you can see him being held in the corner. Alatalo's trying to get to Yolonen, and there it's just kicking around. Here comes Doan right through the middle on the forehand. Picks it up, and just a workhorse. Remember in that first picture you saw two of the players, Berehowski and Bordelot, holding up Doan in the corner, and nobody picked him up from that point on. That's where you grab onto him. You don't have to chase him then.
And it's 4-0 Coyotes now as Shane Doan from Alatalo and Yolonen at 4:19 of the second period has his second of the night. Coyotes come streaking right back again. The number 2 line is on. Lutowski with Adams and Tocchet. Newman and Suchi are teamed up. And so it's a goal for Alatalo and 2 for Doan. Alatalo now has 2 assists. Doan has 1. Yolonen has 3. What a night so far for the Coyotes' designated third line. Teppo Newman starts it back. It does not hook on the tape for Tocchet. And the Predators angle it away.
Well, that was a big goal right there also. I mean, to see Predators come out hard, they're going to try and get something going here, and all of a sudden they throw their best out early. This is right after that fight by Cote again. It was supposed to inspire his club. The Coyotes come back with that big goal.
Predators change. We played 5.5 in the second period. It's 4-0. And a big hit that flattened. Sullivan turns it right back in again, and a drive blocked by Sullivan again. He got right back. That was Lume actually who came back. And there's going to be a trip on the way down. So Shane Doan strikes again. He now has 2 goals and an assist. These last 6 games, all of which have been Coyote wins, have been huge.
You know, I don't know. I mean, I know that we were disappointed in our play when we lost 4 out of 5 there, and we really wanted to get things turned around, and we really wanted to keep it going. And you know, no one wanted to kind of slip off like kind of what happened last year and after our good start. And I think the guys just rallied around that, and it was a business-like approach, and that's what we're sticking to. And I think that's the difference.
It's a big difference too, and the guys talk about it. There you can see him working himself out of that far corner. Alatalo, Yolonen doing the work out front, and Doan comes through, picks it up on the forehand, scores. Jared in the penalty box, 2 minutes for tripping, so this is the Nashville power play.
5:29 of the second period is the time of the penalty to JR. Our play 3 is running for the Nashville Predators, but shorthanded. Dallas Drake brings it down. Drake by his lonesome as the Coyotes are changing their penalty kill unit quickly. And now the Predators bring it away. Randy Robitaille rattles it around the boards. Reva Krasov, number 25, is there. So Schellberg to the line and kicked out by Letowski. And Trevor Letowski drives the wing. Short-handed Letowski shot. Gets another. Save Bokun. Punched ahead by Ronning. And Kriva Krasov swings it over to Schellberg. And the Predators bring their power play to work.
Big move by Carney to jump up and help out in the play. And if it turns over, he did what he just did there. He called for a defenseman. The defenseman comes out of one end of the bench and he goes in the other, so he gains a full zone.
Power play running 52 seconds. And the blast by Berehowski. Drake Berehowski gets a power play goal at 6:58 of the second period, and the Predators are on the board. Right up the gut from number 15.
Berehowski, as we saw, can shoot that. It changed direction just in front of Bob Essens. Right now, there's some pretty good coverage. You keep it away from the defenseman. You keep it away from the defenseman. There comes a shot, and it changes direction right at the last second. You can see it. Not sure if it hit Schellberg at the last second. It changed direction. Bob Essens had no chance on it, but they did have the puck on the boards, and that's where you want to try and keep it. Another look at it there. It changed direction. It went up in the air.
I don't think Schellberg touched it. Hard to tell, though. It handcuffed Essens, though. You're right. Drake Berehowski blasted it, no doubt about that. And the Predators have a power play goal. Now it's 4-1. The Coyote lead is shaved to 3. On the goal at 6:58 of the second period. Here come the Coyotes again. Sullivan, Adams, broken up by Berehowski. Here's Tocchet shooting and an acrobatic save by Bokun. Now 4-on-2. Nashville streams back. Leg one. They are giving the goal to Berehowski all the way from Kriva Krasov and Ronning. Berehowski fires it down. Here's Billy Peltonen. Coyotes jump to the puck. That hit pops it away momentarily from Velicevic. Now the Predators try to set up again. They weave. It comes into Bouchard. Nothing doing there. And a little more jump now for the Predators and an interference penalty on the Coyotes. And another Nashville power play when we come back to a suddenly rejuvenated arena in Nashville.
Arizona is Ford country.
When friends get together and the work's all done, there's one place to go when the weekend comes. Ford country.
Whether it's boating Lake Havasu, riding Sunrise Park, or biking Pepper Sauce Canyon, Ford F-Series is there. With a 50-year heritage, the largest payload in its class, and starting at $16,690, it's no wonder F-150 is America's best-selling truck.
There it goes.
Drive one at your Greater Phoenix Ford store.
Been thinking about a ski trip?
Okay, kids, run and get it!
Call Southwest. We've got low fares to over 22 exciting ski resorts.
Come on, Dad.
Ski free next season. Use your Visa card to purchase travel on Southwest Airlines and you'll be automatically registered to win free ski vacations for you and a companion, including $5,000 of Visa travelers checks to be used toward lift tickets. Get the details online at www.southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Gila River Casinos. Home to Arizona's hottest slots. So hot, your seat could heat up and win extra cash. Gila River Casinos Hot Seat Cash Giveaways, where winning could be as easy as sitting down.
Rick Tocchet sitting beside Louis DeBrusk in the penalty box. Interference. As they start to go to the corner for that loose puck. There it is right there. Shane Hire, the referee, right in the corner. Tocchet gets caught with his feet, standing still. I'll tell you what, that goal and the big save by Bokun has really brought this Predator team back in as far as excitement. This is going to be a big, big kill for the Coyotes.
Well, they love the Predators in Nashville, as we said earlier, and the crowd very much into this one now as the power play tees up. Ronning tees off, and Essens pounces. Only 11 seconds into the power play.
Cliff Ronning just getting that good hard wrist shot at the net. It's worked once, getting that shot at the net through a screen. Let's see if it'll work again. A dangerous shot until you look in front of the net. Right there you see Yolonen, Krasov standing in front. This makes it a little bit more difficult. You can see how the goaltenders move across. He had to come up with a save after we're stopped up in front. A lot of times you've overcommitted to that hard shot, and when you get a little lob ball coming in after that, it's hard to adjust. But Bob Essence was in good position to make the save.
Randy Robitaille wins the draw. Cliff Ronning lets it fly and misses the mark as it sails away from Kimmo Timonen. They pile on. Schillberg, number 10, ripped away by Sullivan, and goodbye, it's gone.
Something that Coyotes were lacking in that first period were face-offs. That's the only battles they did lose, only winning 44%. This is where it comes in very handy, killing a penalty if you can win the face-off.
Ronning all the way through, slings it over. Now Randy Robitaille fires, and it's wide. Yolonen jumps right on the puck in the corner, fencing over there with Schillberg. Jammed in at the line by Timonen, but it comes out. Here's Robitaille. He'll shovel it deep. The Coyotes have 1:05 to kill. Schillberg, number 10, popped away and all the way onto Bokun.
Definitely a big clear right there for the Coyotes, needing to get some fresh penalty killers out there.
Randy Robitaille driving the line. Nobody home. Yolonen is there. Popped away by Billy Pelton in number 16, and they go deep. Turning the corner now, Velicevic. It trickles away. Here's Velicevic. Kick it up. Robitaille there. Velicevic, number Legwand rather, is over, but it's ripped away again by Yolonen, and the Predators will chase.
See the big difference there, Doug. Dallas Drake didn't just back off that guy on the boards, waiting and pass it again to the defenseman with the one-timer. Go right at him, forcing to pass that puck right through you, and keep it away from Berehowski because he can fire it.
Carly Screstins, number 3, just called up from Milwaukee, has the puck, and time on the power play. 10 seconds to kill. Screstins. The shot was deflected. Some of the young guys get up there. The rookie David Legwand turned away now and all the way down, and that's the end of the power play. The Predators are 1 for 4, and the Coyotes at full strength. Here comes Velicevic, but not onto the net. Screstins knocks it right back in again. A pop over by Greg Johnson, a 4-year star at North Dakota in the Western Collegiate Hockey Association. Letowski away to Tocchet. Coyotes pump it in, and Bokun parks it with Letowski cruising down for a target. And the target turned out to be Berehowski as Tocchet lined him up. Knocked out of the slot. Adams will track it down.
Now Doug, Coyotes with a 3-goal lead. I realize that that Nashville have to open up their game a little bit. If they play their solid system, they're going to get some good opportunities.
And Fitzgerald's drive is gloved down by Essenza, and that stops play just over halfway through this game, and the Predators arise. It's 4-1.
Chrysler Concorde. Sophisticated styling, multi-valve V6, a spacious interior, and automatic respect wherever you park it.
Jack? Oh, hi, sweetheart. Yeah, I know it's late. I'm still working on a name for the new bacon cheeseburger. That one with sizzling bacon and real bacon bits, so there's bacon in every bite. Yeah, it'll be hot, because we won't make it till it's ordered. Well, the only name I've got so far is Bacon Cheeseburger, so I'm gonna keep working here and... You're wearing what?
Home on Thursday night for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and then Saturday night, the Mighty Ducks. You got to be with us at 480-503-5555. 503-5555. Lightning Thursday, duck dinner on Saturday at America West Arena. Come out and howl with the Coyotes. We've got great seats for you. And listen, if your company or corporation is one of those who has season tickets and sometimes they go unused, start asking. Get yourself in a seat out there. I see some of those season tickets and there's nobody sitting in those seats. Let somebody come out and howl. I mean, somebody can use them. Greg Johnson brings the Nashville Predators in. Pop like a chuck. Whoops, it went right to Walker. A drive by Fitzgerald and a save by Essenza. Neskaj pestered by Randy Robitaille. Neskaj working in the corner on Johnson. Jab by Tkachuk. Daigneault there. Tight checking Predators creating some havoc in the Coyote zone, but now it's out.
Well, you see that what a goal will do instead of a fight. They got that. They end up getting that goal, and they've really again started to jump on a few things right here, taking advantage of the situation. On the other hand, it's very difficult mentally, I think, for the Coyotes. They want to make sure they continue to play solid, that they don't make the mistakes.
Schellberg's centering pass went awry. The Coyotes bring it away. Tkachuk turned back by Screstons. Coyotes are changing. It's a 4-on-2 break for Nashville. The pass to Ronning was broken up. And now they pile in. Schellberg, number 10. Turning is Krasov, and a big stop by Essenza, who drops and covers with 7:58 to go in the second period. And ever since the power play goal by Drake Berehowski at 6:58 of this second period, it has been a rough and tumble contest.
Boy, it really has. Schellberg and Krasov teaming up behind the net. You can see two players go after Schellberg. Nobody takes Krasov. A little heads-up play by him. I think he could have walked all the way around the front and had a better shot than that. Bad angle shot here. You can see how Bordeaux fakes it. I should say Fitzgerald pulls back. Almost beats him short side. Right there you can see how Bob Essenza was just moving himself off that post.
20-16 Coyotes in shots. Here's Ylonen to put it in a crowd. They bang it away. Teppo Numinen's right there. Alatalo, Ylonen, and Doan with a pile of points tonight. Shane Doan with 2 goals. His second 2-goal performance in as many games and his 3rd of the year. Alatalo popped it away. Here's Numminen. Now looming. Coyotes will change that third line now as Timonen runs it down. A lot of names that don't exactly trip off the tongue on this club, as is the nature of expansion hockey. We'll have 2 of them next year. The Minnesota Wild and the Columbus Blue Jackets will jump in. Schellberg. Coyotes turn it back, and Letowski's right there. Showed it to Schellberg, who was going for a change, and now Quint banks it away. Tocchet, Adams, here they come. Letowski up the middle as Adams works on the half board. Softly to Tocchet, and a save by Vokoun. 3-on-2 odd man rush now for Nashville. Carney broke it up for a moment, but still holding and still holding and still holding. Velicevic got it across the ice, and nothing more will come of it as the Predators need a change.
Boy, offense, defense, you see Coyotes with a great scoring opportunity. All of a sudden, odd man attack coming back up the other way in favor of the Nashville Predators. But the defense of the Coyotes have really been holding their ground and actually really have not accomplished any shots on those 2 or 3-on-1s.
Predators, as you might have noticed, had 2 men deep in the crease. I mean, they were piling down there on Essenza. Yes, the new crease rule, or elimination of the old crease rule, if you will, has made a definite difference this year. It has benefited the Coyotes more than it has hurt, I dare say. Suchi tracks this down, and it's an icing call on Nashville with 5:52 to go in the second period. Predators on the board on the power play, and it's 4-1 Coyotes.
Nissan has everything you want in a compact truck.
Like the all-new 2000 Frontier Crew Cab, the first compact pickup in America with 4-wheel doors.
Or the rugged 2000 Frontier Desert Runner, a V6 with 4x4 ground clearance.
Now buy a new 2000 Frontier and get $1,100 in value truck package savings, plus $1,000 cash back.
That's $2,100 in total savings on Frontier.
Plus, make no payments till February 2000.
And get 5.9% financing. See your Valley Nissan retailer today.
Do you think Tom can win? Tom, he's a man. He can do it. No, I can't.
Desert Diamond Casino is the place to experience the excitement of Quartermania, statewide progressive slots. The jackpot just keeps going up until someone wins.
Hi folks, I'm Jim Earnhardt for Earnhardt's RV, the #1 RV dealer in the world. We're also Fleetwood's #1 motorhome dealer in the Southwest. Here's why. Not only do we have the largest selection of Fleetwood motorhomes, we also have our famous low prices starting from just $39,860 or just $363 per month. That's a brand new Fleetwood motorhome, only $363 a month. Now here's Pat.
You're always at home in an Earnhardt RV, and that ain't no bull.
All the day's scores, highlights, and breaking stories. You know where to find it. Fox Sports News Prime Time coming up after our Coyotes broadcast tonight here on Fox Sports Net. Doug McLeod, Charlie Simmer, Barry Butel from Nashville, Tennessee. 5:47 to go in the second period. The Coyotes ran up a 4-0 lead. And then the Predators scored on the power play, and now it is 4-1, and that's another icing call on Nashville. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the second period. And let's go down to Barry Butel.
Hey, Doug and Charlie, you guys know that country music duo Brooks and Dunn, don't you?
Absolutely.
Incredible. Well, the other day at a morning skate here, they gave Rob Milicevic an honorary cowboy hat for scoring the first hat trick for the Predators back on November 10th at Chicago. Now, Jeremy Roenick got 2 hat tricks in a row. I mean, we got to get our own like Alice Cooper to give him like a guitar or something, don't you?
Something.
I mean, what can we get him?
Or a car.
Oh, that'd be good.
Car would be all right.
How about NHL Player of the Week by himself? I mean, let's start with something.
Good idea.
Yeah, you get a hat in Nashville and hat trick, and by golly, you get a hat. There's JR got a garbage bag full of hats, courtesy of the trainers.
We mentioned Nashville really in love with their hockey club. Rita McIntyre is the suite here, of course. Yeah. Dina Carter was here last game. Garth Brooks is good friends with Barry Trotz, so they definitely have really taken hold of hockey.
I almost got run over by the Dixie Chicks here last year. That's deeply impressed upon me. They didn't mean it though. 5:17 to go in the second. It's 4-1 Coyotes. Actually, it's because without paying attention, I sort of walked in front of the van they were in. But, you know, brains was never part of the job description in hockey broadcasting. Cote throws that one in, and it's offside. The shots are now 20-16 Coyotes. There's a look at Radoslav Suchi, who has 2 points in his last 6 games. Still looking for his first National Hockey League goal. Doesn't have one yet. In the first of 4 meetings here between the Coyotes and the Nashville Predators. We'll be back here on the 18th of January. The Predators will not be in Phoenix until March 17th, and again on April 5th. Last year, the series was split. Each team won 1 and lost 1 at home. Vacoon shut out the Coyotes 2-0 here January 15th, but 2 weeks later the Coyotes came roaring in and absolutely stopped the Predators 5-1. Jeremy Roenick glides on in, hammers it to Carney. Back to JR, who may not have been expecting it, and Quint retrieves it. Now here's Roenick. Bouchard swings it away for Nashville. And a chance now to the Predators, Greg Johnson. Carney gets there first. Dallas Drake thumped with a check by Scott Walker. Defensive-minded forward. Carney is there. Pulls away from Johnson. Puck alive in the Coyote zone. And it's lifted away to neutral.
Who wants that puck? Nobody wants that puck. Carney lost control of it, and all of a sudden both Nashville Predator players turned away from it.
Picked off by Shane Doan, but swept away at the last moment by Walker. On a good play because Doan was heading right up the middle again. Now Quint banks it ahead to Doan. Here's Doan with Alatalo on his left. Winds a blast that's high. Newman could not hold the line because I don't think the puck even hit the ice before it sailed out of the zone. Patrick Schellberg stick handling for Nashville. Under 4 minutes to go in the second period. Coyotes lead 4-1. Each team has scored here in the middle canto. Coyotes are offside as the number 3 line comes sailing in with 3:44 to go in period number 2. Shane Doan had a pair of goals just the other afternoon in Detroit and was the number 1 star of the game. He has 2 goals here, his 8th and 9th of the year. Also has an assist. Juha Jalonen has 3 assists, and Alatalo has a goal and 2 assists. So that line has been smoking tonight.
It really has been. Had a little bit of a funny joke with the trainers. They were talking about Yzerman's 600th goal, and they said, oh, he wasn't trying to get in the net. He was trying to pass it, and the trainer said, oh, no, he's got 600. He can do that. So when Donor banked that one off of Patrick Roy's shin the other night from behind the back, his first thing he went back to the trainers. I meant to do that. I meant to do that. He wanted to make sure that everybody knew that. And you could really tell by that angle. That's what he was trying to do. There was a hole there. And there you go back to your confidence again that you can do things and create things and not just be focused on defense.
Yerky Lumi dogged by Krivokrasov. Newman had got it out. Here's Alatalo. And for Doan. Shane Doan driving, looking, shooting. Coyotes are starting to change the line now, and it's pumped away by Krivokrasov. Rotting, and the Predators are offside with exactly 3 minutes to go in period 2. Coyotes leading by 3. And 3 clock minutes from now as we wind down to the second intermission in a rapid moving hockey game here in Nashville. Barry Butel will rejoin us. And we'll have an intermission full of fun stuff for you. So stay with us. Fox Sports Net. Barry will talk with Trevor Letowski. Scores around the league and second period highlights and stats. Letowski backs it to J.J. Daigneault, who's partnered up with Netskaj. And Stan Netskaj reaches, banks it, Tocchet whacks it in. Oh, and Letowski winds up sliding into the net as Vokoun went deep to stick handle. And the net knocked off the standards. And Trevor Letowski will get up slowly, covered with ice shavings.
Boy, this young man didn't have the pleasure playing in the league when they had those pegs screwed in and about a 6-inch stub coming up at the top. He would have really injured himself. Here you can see him turn very quickly, lost an edge and crashed hard into the post. Vokoun falling back over top of him. But in the old days, that net's not moving from that position right there, and that's where you can really get hurt. As you can see Trevor going down, gets up slowly, seems to be all right. You see the yellow post there, and that's plastic, and it bends in half, and as soon as you lift that net up, it straightens out and holds it in place.
A decided safety improvement in this game over a decade or so ago. Puck alive in the Coyote zone now. Letowski jumps in. Predators forecheck Toos and one man very deep in Velicevic. This one skies away, and Joel Bouchard runs it down. Dogged by Tocchet. Now Legwand. David Legwand, their second overall pick in '98, the youngest Predator at 19 years and 3 months. And as this one drizzles into the Coyote zone, it is icing on Nashville. 2:04 to go in the second period. The Predators trying to tighten up their game here tonight a little bit. They lost 4-3 to Anaheim here Saturday, and 3 of the Ducks' 4 goals came after the Predators lost a face-off in their defensive zone, and they've had the face-off lead much of the night here tonight. Another face-off coming in the Nashville zone.
Barry Trotz, a little bit of bewilderment, and his club has done well. Out of his 7 victories this year, 5 have come against teams that were in the playoffs last year, and 20 out of their 28 wins last year are against top teams. So definitely they prepared nicely for the teams coming in, but we really noticed on their second trip in, those top teams, they thrashed the Nashville pretty good, because they got whooped the first time, much like the Coyotes did, came back and beat them 5-1. They said, hey, this isn't going to happen again, and that's where you come with the respect to the club. You've really got to pay attention who's on the ice, because these guys hate to lose themselves.
Well, I remember the feeling last year when the Coyotes were shut out 2-0 here. Here's a crash to the net. Nothing doing there. Did not get on to Essenza all the way. And that one hit the goalpost. They came out of here going, we just lost to who and how? As Charlie told you, 2 weeks later, they came back in and whacked them 5-1. Damage averted. Keith Tkachuk in with JR. Drake with a running gun, and he was sent sprawling as he fired, I believe, by Scott Walker. A likely suspect in any event. Berehowski skies it in. The puck very lively in this building here tonight as Jeremy Roenick pulls it away. Slips it to Dallas Drake. Down with Tkachuk. Here's Tkachuk. Right to the post. And Vokoun looked like he kind of sniffed that one out and was able to trap it against the post with 1:09 to go in the period.
Tkachuk trying to catch Vokoun. who definitely has to have his confidence at a low right now without a victory. Sneaking off that post, you can see right there, he tried to bank it. Vokoun kept that laugh skate right against the post instead of pushing off to try and pick up JR on the far side.
Keith Tkachuk has 7 points in his last 5 games. He had 2 goals and 2 assists against Colorado back home on Friday night and was the #2 star of the game. Here they are again. Ylonen, Alatalo, and Doan with Numminen and Lumme on defense. Numminen shoots, block, shot by Alatalo, and a save by Tomas Vokoun, whose last appearance was an incredible 47-save night at Washington Friday, and he lost 1-0. Oh.
Win the faceoffs, good things happen. You can see right there, Ylonen wins it, brings the crowd with him. Vokoun makes the first save, but through the crowd, you can't control the rebound. So what happens is Alatalo is able to pick it up, make a quick shot. Vokoun covered up nicely.
Last minute of play of the second period here in Nashville. Kjellberg shovels it away. Bortolo rips a line drive to the glove of Bob Essenza. And that will be the end of that. Essenza has won his last 6 starts and is unbeaten in all 7 Coyote appearances this year. First was a tie. He has allowed 3 goals or less in 5 of the 6 games, last 6 games.
Set a new franchise record for most wins from the start of the year.
Predators win the draw in the Coyote zone. Joel Bouchard checked off. His stick is gone. Here's a shot right on by Legwand. They power it back, and the Coyotes drag it away.
Boy, another example. You put out Sullivan, you put out Ylonen to win that faceoff. They don't win it. Fire the puck at the net, and that was a big stop right there in the last minute.
Ronings give back. Big save by Essenza. Puck alive. Krasov was wrong. Bouchard overskated. Krastens fires it in, and the Predators try to keep it in, but it was forced high and away by Lumme. Carly Krastens rattles it around the boards. 12 seconds to go in the period. And this is a big end of the period for Nashville here. Finish strong, and hopefully for them, start the third period exactly the same way. It's lifted out of the zone, and that is the end of the second period. Nashville comes storming back, and now with 20 minutes to go, it's a 3-goal game. That's the end of the second period in Nashville with a score. The Coyotes 4 and the Nashville Predators 1. Now for a look at what's coming up on Fox Sports News after the game, let's go to the Fox Network Center.
After 2 periods as the Coyotes over the Predators 4-1. Barry Beutel downstairs outside the Coyotes dressing room with Trevor Letowski. Trevor picked up your 11th point on the assist. A second period where you saw Nashville kind of come back.
Yeah, you know, we didn't play our best period. I mean, you know, we came out real strong in the first and got a big lead, but, you know, that's not enough. 20 minutes isn't enough in this league, and they're a desperate hockey team, and they came out strong, and, you know, we got to make up for it with a good third.
Last year, maybe the Coyote squad would have come in here and did have some problems against this team last year. Riding a 6-game wave, maybe a sub-500 team, maybe a little bit of a letdown, but certainly not here tonight.
Yeah, you know, our team's very confident right now. Obviously, we've won 6 in a row, and, you know, no team in the league's won 7, so that's our goal for tonight, and, you know, by no means are we underestimating this team, and you know, they got a lot of speed up front, and we have to finish it off.
It's got to be fun when the coach behind the bench, Bob Francis, rolls over all 4 lines. Everybody is contributing.
Yeah, it's real fun for everybody. I mean, everyone's getting a little piece of the offense, and everyone's into the game, and that's important on the bench. Everyone's talking, and it's fun to play right now.
Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you.
Trevor Letowski of the Coyotes. They lead the Predators 4-1. We'll check the out-of-town scoreboard for you coming up next here on Fox Sports Net. They're having a good time at the Gaylord Entertainment Center, and the Coyotes are dancing with a 4-1 lead over the Nashville Predators. Shane Doan, 2 goals for the Coyotes here after 40 minutes of hockey. Welcome back to Nashville, Tennessee. One of 6 other games in the NHL to tell you about. Pittsburgh, the Penguins, at the Marine Midland Arena in Buffalo. Jaromir Jagr has his 20th goal of the season. Pittsburgh leading Buffalo 2-1 in the second period. The Hawks at Ottawa. Eric Daze is 8th. And Ottawa has a 2-1 lead, that now in the third period. Second period action on the island, the Stars with a 1-goal lead. Mike Modano, his 8th of the season for Dallas. Calgary at Carolina, and the Flames lead at 2-1. Johansson, his third of the season in the second period. Colorado at Vancouver, that later on tonight. The score here in Nashville, 4-1. The Coyotes looking to win their 7th in a row. Doug McLeod and Charlie Simmer coming up in just a moment with stats, highlights, and much more, only here on Fox Sports Net.
Back to Nashville where the Coyotes lead. The Predators 4-1. Guitar player. Doug, you're a guitar player.
Yes, I am.
Reminds me of a band I heard in the back east, the Midnight Sounds. Are you familiar with that, Doug?
It's hard to find those 8-tracks anymore, but they're around. He's playing that good Fender Telecaster for Ashley and Alexia. And I'm not sure if she's Ashley or if she's Alexia, but she's getting some guitar picking back there.
Whatever happened to the Midnight Sounds?
All the old sounds who aren't in prison are scattered all over the country by now, Charlie. So there's some serious picking and grinning in the old days. But see, all the scabs are gone now, and I'm announcing for a living, if you call this living. Well, it's a 4-1 Coyote lead after 2 periods of play. We all gussied up. Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to give away some Buck Owens albums later on, but first, let's take a look at what happened in period number 2.
Definitely a lot of hard work. It has to be done, and this line continues to work hard. Shane Doan with a second of the game gets the Coyotes back. The 4-goal lead at that point.
Alatalo and Yolonen chip in again. Coyotes riding the big one there, 4-0. But the Predators were making noises about coming back, and back they came.
There's a cannon right there by Barahowski. Off the draw, hit something up front, went up into the half part of the net. But again, you can't give a team like Nashville a second life like that.
And so the power play goal by Drake Barahowski right up the gut and on to Essenza from Sergei Krivokrasov, and former Coyote favorite Cliff Ronning gets the Predators in the game 4-1. And they finished that period, Charlie, very strong. They finished forechecking away in the Coyote zone, and obviously Barry Trotz hopes that that'll get them back into it in the third period early.
I'll tell you what, the Coyotes are very fortunate that they did not score in the end of that second period. In the last minute, they had a couple good opportunities. Again, you're talking about momentum, a club that has not won in 5 to a club that has not lost in 6, so it's going to be a big, exciting third period.
Will Nashville break out of its winning doldrums, or will the Coyotes establish the longest win streak in the league? We'll find out when we come back. Of Nashville surround us as the Coyotes play in Music City, USA. And Coyotes hockey on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Jack in the Box, where we won't make it till you order it. By your Greater Phoenix Ford stores, home of the all-new Excursion. By Pro Player, official on-ice apparel supplier to the Coyotes. And by Arizona's Smokers Helpline. Yes, there are some Coyote fans here. In fact, there were even some at the hotel earlier this afternoon, and the colors are being worn at the Gaylord Entertainment Center in Nashville, Tennessee, right downtown. Doug McLeod, Charlie Simmer, and Barry Butel, and here we go to the third. And Velicevic attacks right away and forces the left skate save by Bob Essenza. Tiemann shot deflected. And the Predators very badly want that second goal in the early going in the third. But the Coyotes' third line streams back. Doan went to fire, but had the puck knocked away. And here comes Billy Peltonen for Nashville. Could not hook up the pass for Skrostins. There's another one that falls off the tongue. Carlis Skrostins. You may practice that in the shower tomorrow morning if you wish. Get a little echo effect.
He was the first draft pick of the Predators ever to play for the Predators. He was drafted last year. Of course, he was drafted in the 9th round, so not a high pick, but he picked up an assist his first game versus Detroit last February.
Chuck Roenick and Drake knock on the door. Nothing doing there. Are you a fan? Each game on behalf of Pro Player Sports Apparel. We choose one fan in the stands who represents the spirit of the Coyotes. Pro Player Sports Apparel. Are you a fan? Keith Tkachuk, 7 points in his last 5 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, number 2 star against Colorado on Friday. The draw, however, is won by Sebastian Bortolo, and the Nashville Predators, a minute into the third period, try and come down and punch one in here. Coyotes lead in shots, 23-21. Fitzgerald pounded one deep. Bortolo nailed. Here's Jeremy Roenick, checked by Walker, and at the line, a drive by Bouchard. Fitzgerald ricochets one off Daniel. Drake is there, and he flippers it away. Here comes Tkachuk, pestered by Bortolo. Tkachuk thumped by Sebastian Bortolo. Taken down. There's already a penalty. Now, which way will it go?
Looks like Tkachuk's going to get another high sticking call there. This time he did catch the stick up under the chin of Bordeleau, who drove him into the boards pretty hard. He says, yeah, I deserve that one. You're sort of looking for a hit from behind. There you see Bordeleau with the hook, the slash. As he turns up the ice, Bordeleau really holds him into position. You see that right hand of Bordeleau coming up. Ooh, yeah, that stick did catch him under the chin. See his cousin,
Tom Fitzgerald,
comes in right after the play.
Somewhere.
Right there coming into your picture. That's Keith Tkachuk's cousin.
Yeah.
Opportunity, again, power play opportunity. Coyotes have not seen much of a power play. Supposed to be the 5th power play for Nashville.
Predators' only goal tonight came on the power play. Drake Berehowski's drive right up the slot at 6:58 of the second period from Krivokrasov and Ronning. So now Barry Trotz will hope that this power play will cash in for them again. And as I mentioned earlier, they had scored only 7 goals in their previous 4 games and were very pleased that their power play had contributed. 4 of those 7 had been on the man advantage. Now 5 of their last 8 on the power play with the goal by Berehowski. And the Predators set up. Drive deflected. Ronning jumps in. Krivokrasov and Ronning picked away by the repo man Teppo Numminen, but he couldn't get it out. Kjellberg and Ronning couldn't hold, and it's just nudged away by Jyrki Lumi. But turned right back in again by Patrick Kjellberg, number 10. Bodies flying. Krivokrasov and a blast right in for Timonen. Here's a drive wide. Kjellberg. They sling it high. Kimmo Timonen for Randy Robitaille. Ronning, Krivokrasov. Power play has a minute to go for Nashville. Krivokrasov tentatively tried it. Whacked at by Lumi. Chased by Ronning. And out of there.
Boy, Robitaille had an empty net to shoot at. Essence down and out on the other side, but that play was all set up. Letowski tried to make a give and go with Lumi instead of making sure you do the first job is to get that puck down and deep as far as possible.
And Mike Sullivan clears it all the way down for the Coyotes. Half a minute to kill in the high sticking penalty to Keith Tkachuk. And now come the Predators. Billy Peltonen. No control though. Essenza serves to Suchi and off the boards. And out of there from Sullivan again.
Well, there's where you kill a penalty right there. You're up by 3. You get the puck deep. You get it out of there. Quick change. Get some fresh bodies.
1 shot on the power play for Nashville. 5 seconds. The Coyotes are at full strength. And they'll come right back with their 3rd line, it looks like. That's the end of the power play. Coyotes at full strength. Tkachuk out of the box. Joins at the moment Doan and Sullivan. There's an entertaining threesome. That slithers away. Skrustins runs it down. And out they come. Now they'll complete the change and bring on the rest of the number 1 line. Roenick and Drake are back on. Here's J.J. Daigneault to start it out with his partner Carney right there in close support, fortunately, because of a well-timed check by Scott Walker. Out through neutral. Here comes Jeremy Roenick. He's open. He shoots. Drake jumps in as the puck rolled off the back of the net. Roenick in front to Drake. No. Backhand to Chuck. No. Down goes McCoon. Pulled away by Walker. And the Predators got it right back into the Coyote end. Bouchard. Here's J.J. Daigneault away from Fitzgerald. Dallas Drake brings it away for the Coyotes. A long one. Tkachuk jumps in. Roenick in the corner. Teppo Numminen with a swat at it away from Scott Walker. Drake for JR. Roenick motoring up from the half boards to the slot. Trying to turn. JR still there, still holding. Double team. The shot by Tkachuk deflected up and out by Dan Kesmer, who was certainly a sad story last year, at least in terms of where he might have wound up. Kesmer had been a long-time farmhand in the Minnesota North Stars Dallas Stars organization. He was traded by Dallas to Nashville in March. And wound up, of course, finishing the season with Nashville not being in the playoffs. And Dallas, of course, winning the Stanley Cup.
Chuck Ronick and Drake, you look at the score, you say, well, they got to have some kind of points on the board after scoring 26 points in the last 6 games, but nope. The big line tonight, Doan, Alatalo, and Ulonen have been the line getting the points. It's not from lack of effort. That number 1 line has had some pretty good pursuit time in the offensive zone, but nothing to show for it.
Darren Quinn for the Coyotes. Shacked off it by Timonen. Peltonen, rather. I got my fins mixed up. Think of that. Bortolo fires, hits traffic and Cote. And the other 17, Greg Adams tried to bank it away, but there's Sebastian Bortolo. Kimmo Timonen, number 44. Teppo Numminen, 27. Numminen, Timonen. Nothing good will come of this. They bang it away along the end boards. And Timonen's right there, pestered by Quinn. Timonen changing directions, cannot get away from Darren Quinn. And Quinn forces him wide and high. And Bortolo has it punched away by Adams. Great job by Darren Quinn.
We'll stay man on man. You've seen so many times guys get beat by going for that puck. It's a simple bet right there that you get a hold of him. He's not going anywhere.
Icing on Nashville, 6 minutes into the 3rd period. That was a huge penalty kill the Coyotes put out there, Charlie. If the Predators score, they make this a 2-goal game, get their building ignited because it's only 2. Maybe the most dangerous lead in hockey is 2 goals. Coyotes kill it, and now the Predators have a long way to go to make up 3 goals.
Well, you're looking at some of the effort of the Coyotes in the past. Being down by 2, you look at their record getting those points back. There you see foot cam again. Big saves, punching it through. Ulonen back to hold out. And this is that shot that we talked about. Robitaille had nothing but net to shoot at from the point on the power play. Did not even come close. You see it nick the post or get close to it. It helps, though. But that was wide by about 3 feet.
Puck alive in the neutral zone. Andy Robitaille piling down, and the hip check by Velicevic gets it to Robitaille. Neskaj deep to watch. It slides high. No clear control as Ronick had his man tied up. And it's tracked down by Patrick Cote.
GR getting a little bit of action here on the right wing with Sullivan and DeBrusk out there. And Bobby Francis has utilized that line quite a bit in this road trip.
And again, dressing 7 defensemen. They've given extra duty to some of those forwards like JR to drop down and play with it. It's 4-1 Coyotes.
An outfitter is one who provides specialized equipment. Equipment you're going to need to escape your boundaries. Break free in a 2000 Ford Explorer from your Greater Phoenix Ford Outfitters. Get 3.9 financing on a Ford Explorer loaded with special equipment, like control track all-wheel drive that adjusts to varying road conditions, 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, a 4-liter V6 that can roll over anything that's holding you back. Are you outfitted? Get to your Greater Phoenix Ford stores, your official Ford outfitter.
This morning on Fox Sports Net. The pregame show for the serious fan.
He has gone from slash to crash.
Plus in-depth analysis and hard-hitting interviews with the game's biggest stars.
It's not a part of my repertoire. It's not something I have to do.
Go inside the game with our all-pro team, plus the Fox NFL Sunday Gang. A full hour of pregame power. NFL This Morning, Sunday on Fox Sports Net, followed by Fox NFL Sunday on your local Fox affiliate.
Back home Thursday night, the Tampa Bay Lightning will be in town. It's a 7 o'clock start on Fox Sports Net. The Coyotes and the Lightning. Now the Coyotes punch it into the Nashville zone with 13:21 to go. 4-1 Coyotes. 2 goals tonight for Shane Doan. Coyotes had to let that go or they'd be called for playing the puck with a high stick, and so the Predators have a chance. Timonen ducked under. Here's Ronning behind the net. Ulonen throws the check that takes Kriva Krasov off it. and sends him down, and Newmanen swings it away. Thomas Vokoun swings it free for Nashville. There's Shane Doan down with Alatalo again. And they dig, and Kjellberg pulls it away. Roenick is out with them right now. Alatalo, Doan, and Roenick. For the moment, Nashville comes in. Here's a drive and a goal by Kjellberg. And it's a two-goal game as Patrick Kjellberg, who had 31 points as a rookie last year, pounds in his fifth, and it's a 4-2 game, and the Predators come calling again.
Very slow developing play, as you can see. All the way wide, Kjellberg. You see everybody's in pretty good position. There's a drop pass, top of the face-off circle. Essensa thinks he has it, but it sneaked through the 8-hole, they call it, between the arm and the goaltender equipment. And all of a sudden, Nashville gets a little reward for some hard work.
Patrick Kjellberg has 10 points on the year now and 5 goals, and the Predators have shaved the margin to 2. Coyotes put out their big line. They'd like to come right back and punch one in and deflate that balloon in a big hurry. But it will be icing on the Coyotes instead as Joel Bouchard, the former Calgary Flame, latches on. And now we've got a hockey game with just over 12 minutes to go in downtown Music City. Ronning and Berahusky will get the assists on Kjellberg's goal. Former Coyote Cliff Ronning has 2 assists in this game tonight, and Berahusky does 2, or has 2 points rather. Does Berahusky a goal and an assist.
Crucial face-off here, Doug. Coyotes want to build up some of their own momentum. Slowly now, the shots are starting a little bit closer.
And JR won the draw, but Fitzgerald jumps in to try and knock it away from Carney, who nicely gets it back, and Tkachuk pounds it out of the zone.
Good example of the defense now of the Predators really gambling. And that's the Coyotes have to be patient. They can get some turnovers.
Drake drops it. Tkachuk fires, deflected off the back skating Strastins. Now Roenick looking. Tkachuk firing, deflected by Bouchard. Dallas Drake for the Coyotes. The big money line on for Phoenix. Knocked up and down. It drizzles away. Strastins turned back by Carney, but not for long. Fitzgerald, Johnson. Drive by Walker is wide. And it's ripped by Tkachuk, and we should have icing here on the Coyotes. They'll take the heat off a little bit with that play. Timonen touches up. Icing on the Coyotes. We've been talking with Shane Doan all night long. Charlie sat down with Shane before the game. Everybody on the team very well aware of what happens if they let up tonight.
Well, I think that, we're definitely coming in here ready to play. I mean, last year they beat us 1-0. It was their first shutout, and we weren't too happy about that, the way we played. And they got a good skating club, and if we're not ready to go, they will beat us. And the league is so even this year that unless we're ready to play every night, you're going to lose.
Well, there really hasn't been any quit in the team of Nashville. There might be a lack of confidence right now with their losing streak, but definitely have not quit tonight. They come out very hard and really produced some pretty good scoring opportunities.
It was actually 2-0, but it was a shutout by Vokoun and a very soft night for the Coyotes.
I guess they didn't want to count that empty net goal by Johnson.
No.
Running on the power play in the first period, and after that, Vokoun really played solid goaltender.
Yes, he did. But then, as we mentioned, it was 5-1 the next time the Coyotes came in, and vengeance was complete. And then they split at America West. 24-23, Coyotes in shots on goal. And with 10:45 to go, the Predators have closed it to 4-2. Pelton and Sebastian Bordelot. And look at that sprawling dive by J.J. Daniel. Bordelot again with Pelton going in front. Big crowd, nothing there, and again Daniel pulls it away, and it's thrown back in. The Predators, of course, can't play this. Thrown in with a hand, but since the Coyote has now touched it, they can. Bordelot is up there, punched out by Tocchet. Tight checking Nashville Predators now. Velicevic swings it over. Here's Kessmer, and a blast is high.
Predators creating some scoring opportunities through that neutral ice zone. Again, their defense are really standing up on the blue line, and that's where you have to make sure you can get the puck out. But don't leave the zone too early, because you're going to leave your defenseman trapped there. That's what happened last time, and JJ did a nice job on Bordeleau.
Both these teams are using speed now in this game, and it hasn't let up. And Suchi. A whack at it by Yolonen. Bounding puck to Radoslav Suchi. Here's Teppo Numminen for the Coyotes. 9.5 to go. Forward pass behind Doan. Picked off easily by Skrastins. And here come the Predators. Kriva Krasov decked by Numminen, who kicked it away. Backed in again by Berehowski, and the Predators really have the Coyotes back on their heels here for the moment after scoring that second goal. Berehowski grabs on. It's icing on the Coyotes. Well, now 9:04 to go, and the vice gets tighter. It's 4-2 Coyotes.
Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Kevin? We talked last night. White shirt, red spots.
Kevin.
So you want to go?
Pick up a big Juicy Carl's Jr. Superstar, or don't pick up anything at all.
Gatorade Fierce. In lime and melon. So bold, it's fierce. Why they call it the K's, baby?
Coyotes hockey on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have freedom to go places. 9:04 to go. It's the Coyotes 4 and the Nashville Predators 2, and a big finish here in Music City, USA tonight. Keith Tkachuk wins the draw in the defensive zone. Coyotes have won the last at least 3 down there. Here's Roenick now for Carney, and JR starts it back and fires. Tkachuk went down hard at the line, and there's going to be a penalty. Tkachuk and Walker collided coming inside left point, and Keith Tkachuk getting up very slowly.
Well, there's a penalty coming here, and it looks like it will be against Tkachuk. Shane Heyer's going to give an interference call. No, I see the other door open. Yeah. It's going to be Walker.
Walker's going to have to get it. Scott Walker will get the gate here at 11:08.
You see Tkachuk trying to get his ground.
Now wait a minute. Nobody's going in. Somebody's got to go.
Well, they got the Predator door open. Wait a minute. There comes the other door. Tkachuk gets the interference call. That's his third penalty called by the ex-linesman. Now referee Shane Heyer on Keith Tkachuk. Bobby Francis, as you can tell, is not happy with that. Tkachuk going wide, trying to pick a little bit of room for JR, plus trying to keep himself onside. Walker just stepped up on the play, got run over, and there's the penalty.
Well, another power play for Nashville, and here's the biggest penalty kill of the night again. We thought we already had it. Forget that. That's history. Here's the second shot at the biggest penalty kill of the night for the Coyotes.
Well, also, the Predators are 1 goal closer, too, now that this power play is up there. Yes. That even strength goal by Shelberg has made things a little bit tighter here.
Nashville is 1 for 5 on the power play tonight. Drake Berehowski got one in the second period, with the Coyotes at that time leading 4-0. Ronning, Kriva Krasov, and Timonen, but they couldn't do anything with it, so it'll start from the back again.
Suchi getting a lot of time back in the point killing penalties, this time with Teppo Noonan. Clears that puck nicely through the crowd.
Ronning, Riva Krasov 25, knocked away by Numanen. Kjellberg is there. Teppo flings it ahead. Here's Mike Sullivan, and now Dallas Drake.
Well, nobody does that better than Teppo right there. He is tired right now. You get that little feed up in the middle of the ice, and all the wingers go to the boards anticipating a hard round, and they're able to clear very quickly.
Now the Predators bring it away. Legwand, Peltonen, they're changing behind the play. Broken up and ripped out by Carney. Now shorthanded Trevor Letowski drives the line. Letowski fires. Berehowski was right in front of him. And out comes David Legwand. Belicevic met at the line by Carney. Bordelot took a whack at it. Now here's Peltonen. Billy Peltonen whacked at by Carney. Shoveled right back in again by Randy Robitaille, but the Coyotes clear it all the way down again.
Great read by Carney first to get that big two-hander, as you just mentioned, on Bordelot, and then as we talked the complete opposite, he went right to the boards because he knew that's the only place a defenseman of Nashville had to go with that loose puck, and he cleared it very easily.
A dozen seconds to kill for the Coyotes, and then Tkachuk will be out of the penalty box. Roenick and Drake are already on, so the big line will be on when the penalty expires. Here is Carney. He looked up and Peltonen sailed in. Point blank, nothing there. On the try by Belicevic. Shot saved by Essenza as the power play expires with no shots on goal. The shot actually came after the penalty hit to Tkachuk had expired. And so, with 6 minutes and 47 seconds to go, the Coyotes are in full strength.
Tkachuk getting out of the box right at that last second. Berehowski with the wrist shot. But before that, some great action in front of Bob Essens at that last opportunity by the Predators going wide. Here you can see the position of Bob Essens right at the top of the crease. He can see the shot the whole way. Nobody's interfering with the shot. Nobody's getting a stick on it. And then you come and see Carney and J.J. Daigneault clean the house, making sure they just don't hang around there long enough and get comfortable.
Bob Essenza, unbeaten in 7 starts as a Coyote goaltender, 6-0-1. 3-0-1 on the road. Away from Bordelot, Yolonen won the draw. Lume ahead, and here's Juha Yolonen for Mika Alatalo. Doan is on the left. Yolonen fires. Down goes Vukun. Bordelot tries to clear. Lume with a check that stopped that, but now it's dragged away by the Predators and slipped free by Patrick Cote and gunned in by Belicevic. Lifted by Lume.
There you see what an example was, Doug. We talked about how they're cheating. Nashville's cheating a little bit. That puck turns over very quickly. You can set up a 3-on-2 with one good pass.
Shoveled by Trevor Letowski. Now the puck alive in the Nashville zone. Here comes Alatalo. Partial line change for the Coyotes. Bordelot and Alatalo get together. Ripped ahead, but Newman is right there, and the bouncing puck gathered in by Adams. Greg Adams dekes the slab, got around Cote and put it right on to Tomas Vukun. A nifty little play by Greg Adams, who's on a 3-game streak. It's still 4-2 Coyotes.
Arizona is Ford country.
When friends get together and the work's all done, there's one place to go when the weekend comes. Ford Country.
Whether it's boating Lake Havasu, riding Sunrise Park, or biking Pepper Sauce Canyon, Ford F-Series is there. With a 50-year heritage, the largest payload in its class, and starting at $16,690, it's no wonder F-150 is America's best-selling truck.
There it goes.
Drive one at your Greater Phoenix Ford store.
Kevin? We talked last night. White shirt, red spots.
Kevin.
So you want to go?
Pick up a big Juicy Carl's Jr. Superstar. Or don't pick up anything at all.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Thank you, Detroit! We love you! Detroit was last night.
Want to get away?
Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines coast to coast for $99 or less when you purchase tickets by December 15th and travel starting November 30th.
You are now free to move about the country.
They love their hockey here in Music City, and they love their Predators. Now in their second year, struggling lately, have lost 5 straight for the second time, but are giving the Coyotes everything they want here in the third period. 5:49 to go. Coyotes 4 and the Predators 2. Doug McLeod, Charlie Simmer, Barry Butel from Nashville. Trevor Letowski wrapped up by Fitzgerald. The puck pulled away, and Skrustins turns it away for Nashville. Kimmo Timonen angling away through neutral. Swatted in. Teppo Newman in hot pursuit. Away from Ronning. Tocchet bounded away. Kriva Krasov keeps it alive. And here's the drive by Timonen. Save Essenza. Sergei Kriva Krasov now for the Nashville Predators. Skrustins. Here's Cliff Ronning. Kriva Krasov so quick. Drops it deep. Kjellberg, number 10, is there. Patrick Kjellberg for Sergei Kriva Krasov. Last 5 minutes of this game now as the Predators work deep. Kjellberg with Ronning. Past Kriva Krasov. Kimmo Timonen scores with 4:54 to go. And the Predators have fought back from a 4-0 deficit to make this a 1-goal game.
Never underestimate a team that is struggling, a team that is hungry for a win. A lot of broken plays in here, a lot of bouncing pucks. Nobody can get a handle it. Timonen just fires it. Bob Essenza got a big old chunk of that one also. As you can see, nobody's back on the point, and that's a lot of times what will happen when you start scrambling and running around. Everybody wants to help out. Everybody wants to help out the defenseman, the winger. You take responsibility of your own man, you're not going to get into that trouble.
And now the goal by Kimmo Timonen is 4th at 15:06 of the third. It's a 1-goal game, and here they come again. Point blank tipped off the side of the net. And the Predators keep it going and going and going with 4.5 to go. Fitzgerald swings a drive high and wide. Kjellberg and Ronning will get the assists on the goal. Cliff Ronning has assisted on all 3 Nashville goals tonight. And a big dive there. Coyotes back. Tkachuk shooting. Score! Keith Tkachuk with the fans and a lather over a perceived penalty. Buries the biggest goal of the game with 4:08 to go. And it is 5-3 Coyotes.
When you're pressing, and all of a sudden, again, things happen behind the play has already developed. And there you can see as JR gets it, gives it to Tkachuk, goes to his backhand, and it goes between the pads of Vokoun. Odd man attack, nice feed there, gives it to Keith Tkachuk. And tell you what, the Coyotes dodged the bullet at the other end from getting a penalty to getting the 5th goal, and that's a huge, huge turn of events right there.
I thought Vokoun had that one. That's the 10th of the year for Keith Tkachuk. Jeremy Roenick and Dallas Drake get the assist. The whole line cashes in, and it is 5-3. We climb to the Raptors for the center ice faceoff with 4:08 to go.
How bad do you think one of those officials wanted to make that call?
Oh,
it had to be so close, but with the game so tight, they're not going to make a call like that. And fortunately for Nashville, they did not.
It was helped along, too. Here comes Adams. Out with Tocchet. What will do it now? Boy, if Nashville scores again, holy smokes. Peltonen. Velicevic sends it down. Here's Jyrki Lumme. Velicevic throws the hip check. Tocchet drags it away. Angles it free to Adams, and Greg Adams brings it back. And shoots. And Vokoun hangs on with just over 3.5 minutes to go. The Coyotes got the odd man rush going after what looked like it might be a penalty on the other end, but it was not called. Stop, look, listen. Here it comes. Scott Walker taken down by Keith Carney.
You know, if he doesn't do that quick flip with his body as he's going down, he might get that call.
That's what I was thinking.
But I think he just overemphasized it just a little bit too much.
Which is a natural thing to do in that situation.
Oh, it definitely is, but it put himself out of position. Coyotes actually, you know, it could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
That way right there with that call.
Boy, if Nashville gets a power play there, look out. And still look out with 3:19 to go. 5-3 Coyotes. 27-25 Coyotes in shots on goal. Bob Francis looking to preserve a winning streak, which if the Coyotes come out of here with a win tonight would be the longest in the NHL this season.
With 3:19 to go, I don't think he is breathing easier than he wanted to be, but it had to be really give a little sigh there when Tkachuk got that 5th goal.
Tkachuk, of course, owned the Predators last year, 7 points in 3 games against Nashville. And should have another icing call on the Predators here, and we do. Shane Doan leads the way with another 2-goal performance here tonight, and he is our Gatorade player of the game. It started at 11:32 of the first period.
Shane has really come to play the last little bit. 2 goals in Detroit, 2 goals here, throwing the assist already here tonight on Alatalo's 5th of the year. Nice little feed right here, give and go. There it goes. That's number 1. Let's have a look at number 2 out of the corner. Nobody picks him up. He battles 2 guys, picks up his 2nd of the game.
Now back to live action. Alatalo, Doan fired. He had another shot a moment ago. Here's Shane Doan with a running push. 2:48 to go. 5-3 Coyotes. Here comes Bornello. Sebastian Bornello had it swept away though by Alatalo. Up for grabs in the neutral zone. Yolonen, Bornello. Here comes Shane Doan shooting, and the wrister high.
Good heavy shot. We saw that shot in Detroit the other night, using Berehowski as a screen that last play, just a little bit too high.
He'll probably have one more shift. We will see. 2:21 to go. Cliff Ronning for the Predators. Wheels, looks. Nobody there. Berehowski. And the Predators go deep. Dragged away by Tkachuk. It caught Drake, but swatted away by Krivokrasov. And the Predators swing it right back in again. 2 minutes to go. Roenick flings it away. Tapped down by Dallas Drake. Here's Keith Tkachuk. Carney and Quinn are on defense at the moment. Pulled away by Krivokrasov now. Bushwhacked by Jeremy Roenick. Up for grabs. JR nifty flipper to Drake. Score! Tkachuk was right on the lip of the goal crease and may have tipped it in. And the Coyotes pound in a 6th goal to lead by 3.
Drake was looking for this play the whole time. He was at a bad angle. He was standing still, so he knew he wasn't going to get a lot of rubber on it. Tkachuk, Drake break it up in the middle of the ice right there. They kick it back and forth. Nashville can't get a handle on it. There's a little feed. Now Tkachuk just drives hard. Look as he reaches his stick out, and that's all Drake is looking for is for that stick on the backhand. You can see he's really in a bad position, so not a lot of force he can get on it. Just makes the perfect pass. Tkachuk redirects it. 2nd of the game, Keith Tkachuk.
His 11th of the year from Drake and Roenick at 18-17 to the 3rd, and that puts this one probably out of reach with 89 seconds to go. And no matter who else is having a hot time or scoring goals, you know that when push comes to shove, you want your number 1 line to come in there and settle the issue, and that is certainly what happened. With a 4-3 game, Tkachuk from Roenick and Drake at 15:52. Tkachuk from Drake and Roenick at 18-17. Now the Coyotes lead by 3. Talking, Adams fires. Locked in front, and it drops away in the last minute of play.
First game that Vakoun has more than 2 goals support.
Walker saved by Essenza with 47.8 seconds to go in a 3-goal Coyote lead. In just a few minutes from now, Fox News prime time. Here's what you will see. Highlights of the Suns-Clippers game. Pete Rose very much in the news. PGA Player of the Year. We'll tell you all about it tonight at 10 o'clock on Fox News. 47.8 seconds to go. Coyotes 6, Predators 3. And the paying customers are heading for the exits here in Nashville. But not so very many minutes ago, this was by no means a done deal. Randy Robitaille for the Nashville Predators. No penalties again. A shot high and wide.
Cote out there. Guy trying to get things going. He stays away from him.
Now the Coyotes come down with a 4-on-3 break. Tkachuk is right in front. The save by Vaucou and lifted away. Here comes Tkachuk again. Keith Tkachuk knocked away to neutral. We're down to the last 10 seconds of this game. Quint. Here's Yolonen. And now Cote mixing it up again. Tkachuk and Doan and Carney are all down there. It is of no value in this game whatever. 2.3 seconds to go.
Love to hear that conversation between Cote and Keith right now. Game's well out of hand. Cote not seeing a lot of ice time tonight. The second encounter with Keith Tkachuk on this shift. Sure, if I would not be, if I was the official, making sure that both Cote and Tkachuk are off the ice.
Yeah,
for the last little bit. There's Cote, he's in the box. That'll solve things.
Yeah. Here it is earlier. Cote with Carney.
A little pushing and shoving. There'll be a little bump as they go up the ice. Cote gets the only call there. It's a roughing call, and that's definitely the smart thing to do. Get him off the ice. It's well completed at this point. Shane Doan with his third consecutive game-winning goal, Doug.
A 2.3-second power play, only the second of the night for the Coyotes, and it is over. The Coyotes now have the longest winning streak in the National Hockey League this year, and the Nashville Predators have lost 6 in a row for the first time in their brief history, and it is over in Nashville. As the Coyotes have put it away here, and now will come home to take on Tampa Bay with that long winning streak now at 7. Now for Charlie Simmer and Barry Butel, Doug McLeod saying goodnight from Nashville, Tennessee, where the final score is the Coyotes 6 and the Nashville Predators 3. Sure and join us on Thursday night at 7 o'clock as the Coyotes host the Tampa Bay Lightning. Charlie and Barry's Coyotes Countdown starts at 6:30. You've been watching Coyotes coverage on Fox Sports Net. Now we join Rewind coming up next.